I think we're live. Good evening, everybody. Sunday night again. Here we go. Right. I see there's been quite a number of people commenting. Quite a long. Just bear with me a sec. Mel, can you turn that off in the background, love, please? Any distractions going on? It blame Melanie because she's messing about on a mobile phone per usual. Oh, I could hear it. Just having a bit of domestic at the moment. Hi. So we've got numerous way back a half an hour ago from the Dark Knight Detectorist himself, and then digging with Deej came on about quarter of an hour ago. So and then there's been numerous. I'm going to have to put them up. Future Bleeps came on. Michael came on about 10 minutes ago, and then the wonderful Jeff Block came on pretty soon afterwards. And then after that, there's numerous people commenting, and Melanie saying I'm doing my hair, which I was. I have to admit, my hair does need a chop. So if I came on with it without it being touched, then I would look like something off Stig of the Dump, if any of you remember that. Right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nicola. Hope you're well. Someone on Facebook calling me Big Rush.
So Charlotte.
It's Charlotte and Hey Mel. Hi, Charlotte. Interesting to see you on here. Your little twerp. Hello, Graham. Hope you're well. I'm well. I've had a stressful day looking after sheep, chasing sheep around. It's never. Do you know what? I know. It's not off. I know it's completely off topic, right? Completely off topic. But we've never had a year like it with sheep and poorly feet. Scald, it's called. I've just never known anything like it. So try to catch them to do the feet is just like you need to be fit as a fiddle. And guess what? I ain't fit as a fiddle anymore. Chris Kirk. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. There's numerous Facebook users coming on, and I can only imagine
Dean McAveddy and Tubby.
Dean McAveddy, absolute legend. Actually, I'm going to mention about Dean tonight if I remember. Melanie's put up Hey Dean and Tubby.
Dave Tubby Taylor's on.
Yeah, he's a sound lad. And Bin Laden's on. We've got about 29. And Daniel's on as well. We've got about 29 viewers at the moment. We don't get as many on Facebook as we do YouTube. I don't know how we're going to be able to fix that, but
Daniel said go on Dad Rush and all the Mood fans.
You'll be fit by the end of the season. Oh, they tell you what, Nicola, they just keep you on your toes, them sheep. They really do. They're a nightmare. And the big heavy things as well, you know, some of them must be 12, 13 stone. Hi, Graham. Evening, Graham. Mel. Hi, David. Hope you're well, sir. Fatten them sheep up and barbecue them. Do you know what, Jason? It crossed my mind numerous times today. Put them into the food chain, but Melanie would never allow it. Go on, Dad Rush. This is for my son Daniel on Facebook. Go on, Dad Rush, and on all Unearthed fans. Very, very kind of him. Up to 37. Now we've got. You're just gonna have to bear with me, folks, because we've got quite a lot of people coming on and commenting, so I do apologize if I do miss one or two. We've got Dale on from the Detecting World Review. Now, while I've got Dale up on the screen, folks, we'll start getting into the topics, and then people can obviously join us later. The launch of the Detectorist magazine was Friday for all the VIP members. So most of you's wonderful people that watch this, watch this channel, I guess, or follow us on Facebook, would know by now that we have a bi-monthly detecting magazine called The Detectorist, which you can sign up for, subscribe to free of charge, and you get the magazine sent directly to your inbox. And believe me, it's a considerable cost to me and Melanie to produce this magazine, but it's also a heck of a lot of effort, time, blood, sweat, tears, and you name it to pull it together. But it's now a firm fixture in the detecting calendar, which is really good. You would have probably noticed, if some of you wonderful people have already seen it, that Dale Sis 11 found an amazing hoard of Saxon skeets. Now, the significance of Saxon skeets is, A, they don't come up as singular coins often. Just bear with me a sec. Can you shut that dog up, Mel, in the background? Because do you know what? The house is all. If anybody wants a dog, Tinks, yeah, just go and get her. I'm gonna bring up the noise in the background, folks. Is Tinker, who some of you that attend our Unearthed Organised digs from time to time would have seen Tinker, and she's a bloody nuisance. Here she is. Right, there's Tinks. Now Tinks is a Plummer Terrier, right? And she rules the roost. You can't do anything without Tinks being involved, right? So that's Tinks. Right, Tinks. She's all rigid because she doesn't like being held up. But that's Tinks. Now, if you don't give her attention 24 hours, 7 days a week, she starts whinging in the background. So she's one of these terriers that's highly strung because she's a working dog or working blood, and she's just a crazy animal. And you can't take her anywhere near our sheep. Anyway, going back to the skeets. So Saxon skeets as coins to be found by detectives don't come up often. I know this because I've only found 3 or 4 in about 40 years. However, you very rarely or extremely rare, you see them coming up in hordes. Dale, says 11, who said hello, actually found a hoard of them this year. So his hoard story features in the Detectives magazine this month. So anybody that's any of you's wonderful people that haven't seen the magazine yet, or certainly read the hoard, give it a read. It's an incredible. It's a shame really because Dale hasn't got the following on YouTube that warrants lots and lots of people looking at the hoard film, if that makes sense. But I tell you what, I mean, I don't see many Saxon hoards come up. So give Dale a watch. If you go onto Dale's channel, let me just put it back up because I think he gets a bit of airtime off me, does Dale, but it's worth it because he's a good guy. Actually, he gets a bit of stick off us guys, and he can be a pain in the ass, but he's a great guy. I can't even find it now. There's that comments. Steve Wadey, is that D. Brian Plummer? It is, yes. Yeah, I met Mr. Plummer once at Low the Shore in the 80s when I was a bit of a kid. Let me go back to John. Hi, John. Hope you're well, sir. Happy birthday to she's actually still happy birthday to Nicola. I think Nicola said it was a birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to you. Thanks, G. So it's that one there, Sis 11 Detecting World Review. Have a look at the hoard story in the magazine and the pictures of it. It's incredible. Somebody finding a hoard of skeets. How many of you people on this channel, 36 watching, have actually found a hoard of skeets? I haven't. I've never been anywhere near a hoard of skeets. So give it a watch, and also give his channel a watch as well. It's worth doing. Where we are. Thank you from Nicola. Birthday girl. We've got future bleeps talking about. We've got. I'm clicking comments, and then another comment's coming up. Where we are. Get that spade, Nicola. Why not? John Clayton saying no, and you just don't find. You just do not find skeets. You just don't find them. There you go. So there's a lot of comments coming up. There's up to 40 odd people watching now, which is fantastic. Let me just have a little scan at that because we've got growing numbers coming on Facebook now, which is encouraging. So remember, just remember to subscribe to the magazine if you haven't already. John Clayton watched that. Took him 3 days to dig it all up. Yeah, he kept on going back and persevering. John, he must have known that there was going to be more there. I give him some advice. Whether he took it or not, I don't know. I'm sure he did. Of persevering with these hoards, because you've got to remember the skeets are tiny coins, and some detectives struggle to pick them up. Some detectives register the tiny Saxon skeets. What's up with you? Some people, some detectors, I should say, probably don't even pick them up or register them as iron. Where we are, right? Future bleeps, you're okay, sir. Don't you worry. Future, forgive me. The love of my life have just served up dinner. Forgive me. Be right back. Enjoy your dinner, future bleeps. I don't know your name, so I'm just going to call you FB. And Dale's come back on about his skeets, saying he thinks there'll be more there. And I'm pretty sure, you know, I don't know if them fields ever get ploughed, Dale, but if that plough goes in, then you've got a massive chance. Just let me knock that off because someone's commenting on Facebook. So yeah, there might be, well, every chance of being more there. Dale is a nice bloke, just a bit taller than short, round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. We've got just showing us a Tinker profile. Yeah, she was. Yeah, no, she's a bit of a legend, this Tinker. You know, she's a nice dog. She's very highly strung. And very protective over her owners. She's a bit of a handful. Is Tinks. Now then, let me just see. There's been lots and lots of messages coming up, and I've just seen a legend come up in the form of Don Shepherd from Scotland. Evening, Don. Hope you're well. I see we have the not picks them up on pasture skeets. It does, Steve, indeed, and that's what Dale found his with. The Equinox. I see we have the obligatory one thumb down again. Do you know what was interesting about that, Michael? We do get, I mean, lots of the YouTube channels get thumbs down. Some get multiple. I mean, you look at one guy in particular that's quite famous on YouTube. I think he gets 40 or 50 a time. But just remember, every thumbs down that you get off somebody adds to the flavor of the channel, and YouTube see that as a positive thing and boost the channel. So if you can give us some thumbs up on Facebook, folks, and give us some thumbs up on YouTube as well, it helps grow the sort of the working mechanisms behind YouTube and helps sort of get the channel out there. Well, not so much the channel, but this sort of episode, if you will. So give us a thumbs up if you can. I can only, oh, there you go. I've got 2 straight away. That's fantastic. Where we at? Graham Morrison's come on. Evening, Graham. And Water Power, the legend himself, Water Power. Hope you're well, sir. I'm pretty sure everybody's well. It'd be interesting to see if there's anybody been detecting today or the weekend, and if you found anything, let us know. Put a comment up if anybody been out detecting today or yesterday. I was fishing Friday night and I didn't do any detecting at all. My detecting doesn't start properly until next month. However, we have got the Unearthed organised dig this time next week. So there'll be no Sunday Night Live, folks, next week. No Sunday Night Live because we have got the Unearthed organised dig, the first one of the year. Detector Kev's on. I'm pressing the buttons, but the messages are coming through that quick. I thought you were talking about me when you mentioned leg end, actually, Graham. Kids' bedtime from Chris Kirk. He'll be back soon. Where we at? Let me see if they're just taking a little bit of time to come through. Hi, Jeff from Detector Kev. Robert Hunter Collinson is on somewhere. Where's he at? Let's have a look. I haven't been detecting. My wife has hidden it. Which is not, not a bad thing. Did you catch any fishes? I did catch a few fish actually on Wednesday, Kev. Yeah, I went out on the boat on Wednesday, but it was that rough. I suffered badly from seasickness. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys watching this have ever been or ever suffered from seasickness, but it's the worst form of motion sickness you can get. It's actually far worse than car sickness and the rest. Believe me, it's horrendous. I had double vision. I had the shakes. I was sick violently. It took me 2 days actually to get me. It was like a vertigo. So I was spinning, and I still caught fish in between being sick overboard. It must have been the ground bait. But yeah, we caught some bass. We caught some dogfish. We caught some smooth hounds. And then we went spinning for bass on Friday night, and we counted 20 seals in the gully, or the entrance of the gully that we were trying to fish in, and they were all lined up, so no fish could get through. 20 seals all in a line. Where we at? Back in 10 minutes from John Clayton. On a submarine, I always get seasick. It's horrible. Better when we dive. Yeah, and you know what? I should have dived overboard, but it was just a bit too rough. That would have sorted me out. But we were 2.5 miles off in the... actually, I got out. I got off the boat at 2.5 miles out and stood up. That's how shallow it was in the bay. And my wellies leaked, Melanie just said. Yeah. We met... where we at? Are you going to get down now, Tinks, or not? Are you going to stay up here? Are you going to? Are you coming next week? Graham Motion is right. So we'll get on the topic. I'm going to get. Oh, Jeff Bucky's been out detecting today. What did Jeff find? Let's have a look. Been out today. You've got 2 buttons, a bullet, and a bag seal, and lots of iron. Do you know what, Jeff? At least you gone out there and you braved it and you did the business. That's the main thing. That's well done, Jeff. Facebook user, I'm not sure who it is. I feed the fish when I go boat fishing on the sea. Who? Dean. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I caught some nice bass on Wednesday. I mean, I return them. I don't kill them and eat them anymore. But there were some real crackers actually. But it's horrible. Seasickness is one of the worst things you can get. Listen, folks, I'm just gonna. I found an artillery firing cap today and picked up a new permission that used to have a 12th century abbey. Well done, Steve. That's encouraging news for you, sir. Hi, Graham and Melanie. Detecting yesterday a few bits we'll put up on Facebook group, like the knock to shovel arrived Friday, sea fishing today, a few whiting at Gin Wall. Whiting's a good bait actually for big bass and taupe, sir. So that might be worth. I don't know if you can do live bait anymore.
Gin Wall, is that in Blackpool?
Gin Wall, where's that at? Where's that at? Yeah, where is it? Jeff Block's come back. Right, she's wanting to get down. Go on. There's a lot of hares and skylarks. I love listening to the skylarks. We heard them first in Lincolnshire last year. Was it the year before? They started around about March. A bit later up here. So, yeah. Interesting. Oh, Blackpool, yes. Gin Wall, Blackpool. Oh, Ginwall, sorry. Sorry, Melanie's pulling me up already. Do you know what? She's getting a bit of a Karen, Melanie. As she gets older, she's getting very. She's getting. So Blackpool. Listen, folks, we're getting more and more people coming on. Hi, Luke. So Luke must be on somewhere. That was off Dale. We've got Water Powers telling me what sort of bait we're going to use. Lug and sandeel for bass. Absolutely. Live sandeel for bass is fantastic. Black lugworm is better, Steve, if you can get it. And we pump it. I pump it with a bait pump, which is not the easiest thing to do, but it's a bit better than digging. Where we at? Oh, happy birthday from Nicola. Nicola's getting a lot of birthday comments, which is nice. Luke from Anglo Detecting's on, unearthing our past. Hi, Dale and Kev. And the Dark Knight Detectorist is on with a comment. Oh no, the dreaded Karen syndrome. Right, I'll probably get beat up. I'll probably get beat up if I'm not too careful. So right, let's get to it. I'm just going to put some of these comments up. There was a buzzard chick that had fallen out of its next door. Our dig today. It was about a foot tall, poor little thing. Yeah, it's a shame. They're lovely animals, actually, buzzards, aren't they? Its nest, yes. Falling out of its nest, not next. I knew what you meant, Graham, believe me, even though I read it out as that. Dark Knight Detectorist, you're going to get fallen out with before long. Dark Knight, I can fall out with you. Melanie would fall out with anybody at the time when she has that Karen head on. Happy birthday. She signed in the back. We're up to 46 viewers. We've got more on Facebook. Yeah, we've got quite a few on Facebook coming on. Right, folks, just let me walk you through something now. Let me just wipe this screen clean. We clean? We're clean. Quite a bit of seriousness now, rather than me fooling around a little bit. But next week sees the first unearthed organised dig of the year. So periodically over the years, we've run these unearthed organised digs. Now, they're predominantly in Cumbria. We've had some in places like Milton Keynes, believe it or not, run by other people on our behalf. But the unearthed organised digs have always been in the north, and they've been very successful. And we initially set them off to be for our friends and customers that purchased their detectors from Unearthed, and that was the reasoning behind it. Just to say thanks. We don't make any money out of the digs. The money that's generated from the unearthed organised digs goes directly to the farmer. And it was just our way of saying, thanks to people for shopping with us at Unearthed. However, it became apparent after a few years of doing them. We did about 5 or 6 a year maximum. And I always enjoyed them, but they're quite stressful to organise. Of course, like any organised dig, when you try to organise groups of 30 or 40 people, it can be quite stressful. And you're thinking about the boundaries and the farm itself and the holes that people leave and the gates that need to be shut and the etiquette with other detectorists and everything else that falls into line. Believe it, green waste comes into play, so we're going to go and check these farms for green waste. Even so, it's a big job. Organising these digs is a big job, but it became apparent that they became incredibly popular because we found that much stuff. Because I do a lot of research on farms that have never been detected on, and I do a lot of hours and hours of searching for the right farms actually, and making sure that there's history in the area and gives people a chance of actually finding something. Because that's what we're all about. We love a crack with each other and a bit of banter, and the food that goes along with the unearthed organised digs. But at the end of the day, we're pretty much all geared to finding things. So it became apparent that we became too popular, and we could only really do between 30 and 40 a time. Anything above that became a nightmare. So we decided then to pull back a little bit because we got 1 or 2 idiots coming on, and a few people had to spoil things, as they always do in life. So we put it back to pretty much just friends, handpicked people as friends. And now some people didn't like that idea because they felt like they were left out. But you can't expect people to be travelling from Portsmouth and East Anglia and Wales and places like that, Lincolnshire, just to detect on the unearthed organised digs. So it's pretty much us northerners venturing out onto the digs. But we're going to be doing something a bit different, I think. Me and Melanie have been speaking this week that we can open our unearthed organised dig group to more people. But I almost handpick the people. And if you're a good, honest person and love detecting, then you're more than welcome to attend. And of course, if you're a friend, customer and follower of Unearthed, then that makes it even better. So if there's anybody that would like, how do I put it? Anybody that would like to come on board and attend in the future an Unearthed organised dig, just drop me a message. Now, you can do that 2 ways. You can drop me a message on Facebook. You can ping me over an email or uneartheduk@gmail.com. Or you can add me or Melanie as a friend on Facebook, and we can add you to the dig group, because we've got a private dig group where we organise these digs with information, advice and guidance on, what happens. But we tend to keep away from people that only want to piggyback on the back of Unearthed just for the digs. So, let's not get carried away with ourselves. You've got to be pretty much a customer, friend, follower of us Unearthed. But I think it's time to sort of maybe broaden it out a bit and give other people the opportunity to come on board, possibly. So if you're keen on attending an Unearthed organised dig, I mean, we've been pretty good. Just bear with me a sec. We've been pretty good at finding things on them. So 4 or 5 a year maximum. And I think we started, and Melanie will pick me up here. Did we start them in 2015 or was it 2016? 2016 rings a bell. 2016. And I tallied up because I keep a spreadsheet of all the finds that we make. We've had finds from Bronze Age, Iron Age, Roman, Saxon, Viking, medieval and onwards, right up to Victorian modern. we've had individual finds. We've had dragoness brooches, Bronze Age spears. Never had a Bronze Age axe yet, but I'm sure that's not too far away. Bronze Age spear, dragoness brooches, Roman brooches, Viking swivels, medieval gold rings, beautiful medieval strap-ins, gold gilded. Some of them are just fantastic things. Roman gold rings. We've had hordes of hammered silver. We've had over 500 hammered coins individually off. That's including the hard coins, of course. But over 500 hammered coins have come off our digs. Numerous Roman coins. So they've been extremely successful for people to find things on. Not everybody finds things on Unearthed Digs, but we try our best to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to find something. And we've had people, this is where it really gets my heart glowing, is we've had people come on our Unearthed Digs that have never found a hammered silver before. And they've been detecting up from 10 years plus and never found a hammered silver. They come on the Unearthed Digs, they start finding hammered silver. That for me is, I get as much pleasure out of that as I do digging a hammered silver up myself. I know it sounds crazy, but I do. So ping me over a message if anybody wants to attend. We are going to start doing a few more digs because we've got multiple farms now piled up behind the scenes ready to go, but we just got to do it in the correct manner. Am I on the list for next week? Robert, you are, Robert, sir. Yes, it'd be good to meet you. I don't know who Josh Taylor is, Mel. Josh Taylor?
No, I've got, because I put the wrong way. It's Josh Carr.
Oh, it's Josh.
How Josh Taylor.
All right, Josh Carr. Right, okay. I hope you get well soon, Josh Carr, not Josh Taylor. I don't know who Josh Taylor is. I've never found a hammered detecting. Do you know what, Kev? You will. Seriously, you will. Hammered coins have a sneaky way of cropping up at the most unusual of times. So you will. Baz, hi Baz. Hope you're well, sir. I'm just going to go through. We've got the detexpert on himself, Dave Tap Taylor. Evening, Dave. What's the earliest find you know of? I don't. Oh, is that Jay Brown?
Yeah.
Bronze Age spear off the last farm we were on, and we're going to go and visit that farm again, Jay, on next Sunday. So you never know. You know, Bronze Age spear came up there. Steve Glue found it, and I remember it well. So what have we got going on? The finds to detectorist ratio on Unearth UK Digs is exceptional. It is, Graham, and do you know what? The pressure, you do feel the pressure because if you're one of these people that don't really care about putting large groups of people or medium groups of people or whatever the word is on farmland to just say go out and detect, and you sit in the car smoking a rollie, looking out of the window. I don't smoke, by the way, but you know, I'm giving you the scenario and think, you know, if you come back to the car and you don't find anything, well, so what? But I feel for people that don't find things. So the pressure's on. Every dig, you're only as good as your last dig. I feel the pressure. Believe me, I feel the Melanie will tell you this. I feel the pressure from a week before a dig, fretting that people will find something, and I don't have long faces at the end of the day when they come back to the car and they don't find anything. However, I have to do, and I do mean this from the heart, that we have got some serious detectorists on the Unearthed Digs. I mean, these guys and ladies really do know what they're doing with their machines, and it would be probably wrong of me to say it too loudly, but you know, there's some of the best detectorists I've ever seen on the Unearthed Digs. I mean, they go up the fields nice and slow. They cover every inch of ground correctly. You know, they work as a team. You know, we don't see people crossing over people when they're digging a hole and somebody's coming round them and scouring up, you know, that area. They keep the distance from people. They allow the unearthed group of detectorists to do the job in almost like, you know, military, in a military manner. There's some fantastic detectorists, you know. I mean, I'm not saying every single one of them finds multiple things every time they go out, but we've got some serious detectorists on the Unearthed Dig, and that's good. And the good thing about it is as well, if there's any newbies on there or people that are not really, you know, they've only been doing it for a short period of time. They're not really sort of at the full swing of things yet with detecting. Then there's loads of advice and guidance there of people that can offer it. Don't talk to me. We've got loads of new comments coming up. Sorry. Any problems, Kev? Sending me knocked her off Wednesday. Good news, Kev. I hope you get that sorted out. What's David Haggerty? So David's coming. Welcome, David. I love David. He's a hell of a nice fella. I've been lucky, so I bought my Equinox 800 in October last year, started detecting, found an Edward I penny London mint in February. That's fantastic. So we've got looking forward to meeting up next week with Robert Hunter Collinson. There you go. Two Unearthed YouTube Team Unearthed guys, and it's nice to meet people, isn't it? It's not always about being behind a screen, and we live, Melanie's laughing in the background at something, but I'm not 100% sure what it was. Swap from Facebook to YouTube, do much more interactive. Yeah, no, that's fine, Jay. We've got.
Dale wants to sit tight in a corner on the chairs in the field so that people know he needs to help.
Dale getting some stick. You can never guarantee fines on a dig, but you can make the day a great experience by the way you organise the day. No, that's right. The thing is, some people think I'm a bit over the top and a bit too military. But believe me, you've got to be strict with people. Fair, but strict. Because if you're not and you let your guard down, people start wandering on to the next farm. They start leaving holes open. They start leaving big lumps of scrap on the field. So some people maybe feel a bit intimidated with me not walking around because I don't detect on any of my unearthed organised digs because I'm too busy marshalling and making sure people are doing the correct thing and going up to them to have a crack and to see what they're finding. But they've got to remember, I'm the friend. I'm not their enemy. I'm just the guy that organises the day. And I want you to find things, but I want you to do it in the correct manner. So, yeah, you've got to organise it correctly. Not wrong with a bit of discipline. No, there's not. There's not. If it's done right, Graham, absolutely. You're dead right. So we've got Josh. He's trying to come on. There it is. I just enjoy the crack and seeing people. It's a great crack. It is, Josh. And you got the Horde. You helped with the Horde last year, which is fantastic news. We've got, I don't know who this is, so I do apologize. Facebook user Melanie. Someone needs to do a dig etiquette guide. Loads of people don't know the extra rules, like not crossing over lines, etc. So much nicer when everyone knows the rules, and strict rules by the organizer is great. You're right, Catherine. You're right, Catherine. Absolutely. The thing is, I know people do say, I know people behind my back. Believe me, I can sense it that they'll say, he's a bit bossy, he's a bit of an handful or whatever. But if I wasn't, then you know that the shit had hit the fan at some point. Pardon my French. So you've got to make sure people do the right thing. And I'm only helping the detectorists to get to a level where they're actually confident in using the machine, find things, and know that they've got to leave the farm that they're detecting on as they found it. That's the key. I mean, we had one guy that used to come from, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but used to come from further afield, and he used to dig holes and just leave them out. And then if he found any iron in the holes, he just used to throw it on the top. And, for weeks and months afterwards, we tried to work out who it was, and until I found him doing it one day. And, that puts you in an awkward position when you're running a dig to say, hey, fill your holes in, or you're going to get kicked off. In the end, he got kicked off. We've got Alan Plevia. Welcome, Alan. How are you, sir? Out today, very hot and warm, desperate need of rain. Yeah. Do you know what, as well? Look forward to next week. I might break my Roman drought. I hope you do, Alan. You never know. There's Roman in the district. But it's interesting you say that about rain and being hard. We did get some significant rain in the week. Was it Wednesday, Thursday? But it still didn't make a difference, did it? That's how dry it is. I've had to water the fields today with a bloody pipe. It's not just the dig, Graham, but the interaction with such knowledgeable people made some great friends over my 3 years. The guidance has enhanced my understanding. Absolutely. You can learn so much of people on digs. And when I was younger, and I used to attend the East of England rallies and play and other rallies periodically. I wasn't a great rally goer, but I did enjoy them. I used to talk to some of the old guys when I was a kid. Or a teenager detecting away, and they used to teach me some really invaluable tips and hints, and it paid off. Right, we're up to 50 users, folks. We're getting more and more actually coming on the Facebook page, which is good. Dad's Army's seen some stupid digs in the past where some have just left crap in the holes. It's just bad. It's just bad. Let's have a look. I do apologise, folks. I do apologise for missing some of these chats, but I'm trying my best to get them up. I've never been on an organised dig, and a code of conduct would be great. There you go. Well, we do a code of conduct, Dave. I don't know if David's on our Unearthed Organised Dig group. Yeah, he's on it, so you'll see the rules on there, Dave. Yeah, but you're right. You'll pick it up pretty quick. 2 hares and an electric fence today. There you go, David Dickinson. Lovely to meet you last week, David. It was really good to see you and your lovely wife. And Steve remembers the individual I was talking about who was leaving all the iron and scrap on the holes. The thing is, here's the thing about that on organised digs. When you do them yourself, of course, or you attend them, he was doing it in front of the farmer. So the farmer, where the hoard came from last year, likes to wander around and see what people are finding. Of course he does. It's his land, for God's sake. And he was doing it in front of him. So the farmer must have been walking past these holes and thinking, hang on a minute, this isn't what I was told. And he's a decent guy. Imagine if he was a little bit highly strung, the farmer, and said, hey, these holes don't get filled and you lot are off. What a position it put people in. We can sit down on a chair, corner of the field. It'd be a very tall chair. Right. Where we at? Right. Okay. I may not get to go on one of your digs, Graham, but I hope to drop by and say hello one day. You're more than welcome. If you're ever up this way and we have an organised dig, sir, you are more than welcome to come along. Wayne Ogilvy's on. I've met Wayne before. Evening, Graham. It's his first time watching the live stream. Oh, right. That's good. Good to see William on. I think he said Evening Hall. Did he? Evening Hall. Hiya, Bill. Lovely to see you, sir. And BC Treasure Trails. Hello, all. We've got a lot of people coming on now. Keep it clean, guys. I'm reading some of these comments and I'm not going to put them on the screen. Just remember, it's I do like a bit of a joke now and then, but we've just got to be careful. That was kids and women watching. Miss 30, where we at? Missed the first 30 minutes of video to refresh. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so organised digs. They're going to be coming up. They're going to be coming up pretty much. Well, up until now, till Christmas, we're going to be probably doing about another 5 or 6, squeezing them in. Always on a Sunday as well. So, you're more than anybody that wants to come in as an Unearthed supporter, a customer, whatever, friend, you're more than welcome to attend. You just give me and Melanie a shout. Ryan Chappell. I did press Ryan, actually. There he is, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Hope you're well. Where we at? Dark Night. I'm not gone or ignoring. I'm on steak duty on the barbecue. There you go, mate. Someone's got to do it. Someone has got to do it. Someone's saying hello to you, Jason. If it's going to come through. Hello, Jason. Dark Night from BC Treasure Trails up to 51. So, folks, as well, while we're on, and let's not be embarrassed about this. We have got some new accessories in. If people are interested, just bear with me a sec. Let me just put this up from Detective Kev. If it can come up, that's of course. If I press it more than once, he's always bloody eating. Anybody else noticed? Jason must love his barbecuing, mate. Must love his barbecuing. So where we at? It's a bit slow tonight, even on LinkedIn to the Ethernet. Is that the right word? The cable. We'll be booking a posh hotel if you have any over that way. They're coming over from Grimsby. It's very difficult. We did plan some Lincolnshire digs, but but pulling people together from all areas of the country, especially up here in the north, and people travelling 3.5 hours to do a dig, for some people was too costly. So we didn't go for it in the end. We've got Billy Vaughan. All right, people's first time on how well we're doing from Whitehaven. That's good, that, Billy, because you've come on from via Facebook with your name. You haven't come via YouTube. You've come via Facebook. So I didn't know Facebook would allow your profile picture and your name to come up. Shows you how much I know.
If they let StreamYard know the name.
If they let StreamYard, all right, okay. Does the good wife like to metal detect? I think you mean like. Mel, I think that's for me. I think you're aiming that at me, unless I've missed something. Melanie doesn't detect much, but when she does, she seems to find things. On the last dig she found on the farm we're going to actually next weekend, she found a little brooch, silver brooch with a little bird in the middle. And I videoed it coming out the hole, and everyone around her was quite excited about it, apart from her. And she says, "Is that it?" No worries, mate. No worries. You keep off that beer, Robert Hunter Collinson. You get yourself sorted out for next week, mate. Bright and early. Sorry, Graham, having to go. Wife's making me go to the pub. And I think we've got Rob coming through. Oh no, it's Wayne. If you have a dig on the first Sunday of the month, I'm there. I think it was 500 miles I travelled for the first, and the last one organised by you. I'll drag Pops along. He still hasn't used his Fisher 44 brought from you. Listen, Wayne, you are more than welcome to attend the Unearthed digs. You've been a supporter of Unearthed for years. It'll be lovely to see you. I know you came on the one we had one in Lincolnshire. No, it wasn't Lincolnshire, was it? It was in Nottinghamshire. Where was it? Newark where we had one, didn't we? And a skeet came up. 2 skeets came up. Chris Kirk, can't help it if she's the boss, make me do everything. Richard, I don't know. I think this is Richard FS. Is that Richard? I don't know which Richard it is. Have you any organised digs in Cumbria at any time? We do, Richard. And we were just saying if you bought your detector from us, or you're a customer of Unearthed and a friend of Unearthed, there's people missing out, and we want to bring them on board. So we do, we've got one next week, the first Unearthed organised dig of the year because of the COVID. And then we're going to be doing multiple digs in Cumbria right up until Christmas. So you're more than, if you are a customer, friend and follower of Unearthed, you're more than welcome to come. Club dig last Sunday, a nice posy ring and a small hoard of Charles I. Different fields, but both on line of pipeline, reported to the fines layers and officer. None for me. There's always next time, David. And you've had the luck of the gods over the years. I know you have. So you've got to give it to, you've got to give chance for others to find stuff. We've got David. Do you ever come north of the border for organised digs? We had some. I think we've still got it. We have got some land over the border, haven't we, Melanie? Yeah. That we can detect on, but we've got to be a bit careful that nobody else has been on it or other clubs have been on it, and we've got our passports, David, in place. But I used to do a lot of detecting in Scotland, believe it or not, a lot of years ago. But I used to love it. I always used to find things as well. Found my first ever Scottish. No, I'll rephrase that. I found my first ever Republican Roman silver coins in Scotland. We have the A15 Roman road called Ermine Street that runs from Lincoln. Farmland is a nightmare to get permission on. Yeah, no, I do a lot of detecting in Lincolnshire. SHG, I mean, a lot. 90% of my detecting is Lincolnshire now. And I've had farms there for 25 years plus. But it's extremely difficult to get permission. I mean, just, it's just so difficult to get permission anywhere in Lincolnshire now. Good evening, Graham. Excellent 5th issue of the Detectorist and loving Saturday night shorts. Saturday night shorts. I'm not sure what you mean. Sunday night. I don't know. Andy, lovely to see you though, sir. Lovely. I'm glad you like the 5th edition of the Detectorist. And while we've got more and more people coming on tonight, let me just mention about the Detectorist magazine. It was launched for the VIP members on Friday night into your inbox, and tonight, 48 hours later, the magazine's gone out to the wider public, and I've just knocked my printer on again by mistake by pressing the button with my hand. So give it a look. give the Detectorist magazine a look, folks. It's, you know, it's a lot of time, work, and effort to get this magazine up and running. So everybody that's a detectorist should be subscribed to it. Every single person should be getting that free magazine. We do it for the detectorists, folks. I cannot stress that enough. I'm just going to put some of these comments going up and up. Evening all. Hi, Rob. Lovely to see you, sir. Missed the post. Missed the post. Are you having a dig next week? We are, sir. Don't know who that is, Mel. Gaz Brewer. Gaz, you're on the dig group, Gaz. So you should be coming to that dig. You're a great guy, Gaz Brewer. You're one of the nicest men I've ever met. Get on it. I'll always make. I know, even though it's full for next week, I'll squeeze you in, sir. You should be on that dig group looking.
I'll
tag him into it, Mel. Graham, where do you want to see metal detecting in the next 5 years? Taking into account all that's going on with the people trying to ruin it. Oh. Do you know what the problem is in detecting at the moment, right? Is you've got a lot going on behind the scenes in detecting. So you've got lots and lots of people seeing all these wonderful finds on social media, and then the interest gets sparked straight away, and they want to get involved in metal detecting. They want to buy a detector. They want to get out there finding things like everybody else. I haven't got a problem with that. I haven't got a problem with that. Everybody should have the chance to detect. It's not just boxed off to the elite. Everybody should have the opportunity to metal detect, just like me, you, and everybody else. What bothers me is the growing number of people coming into the hobby that just want to do it for money. So they're not detectorists, but they want to be piggybacking on the back of detectorists to make money. And there's a growing number of people now coming out with all sorts of weird and wonderful things to skim off. They're basically milking the udder of detecting, you know, and there's horror stories coming out about these big commercial digs that people are going on, and they're putting them on land and doing weekenders that it's absolutely been leathered by detectorists for years and years, and they're telling people it's virgin land. And I just think they're just trying to milk and get on the backs of ordinary folk that love to detect and get outdoors and helps their mental health and exercise and everything else. There's too many scroats coming out the woodwork thinking they can run organised digs, but they've only been detecting for 6 months. They haven't got a clue what they're doing, and they're trying to make as much money as they possibly can. And they don't abide by the rules and regulations necessarily, but they make a few quid off the back of it. And I think it's wrong. I do. And then you've got the anti-detecting brigade, some of these heritage type groups out there absolutely hating detectorists for us just doing what we do, which is fantastic work. Most detectorists, honest detectorists that find wonderful things, should be given community awards in this country for the sterling work that they do, putting and piecing British history together in such a manner to bring a lot of joy to people. Yeah, but we can continuously get slated. Leave detecting alone as a pastime, an innocent hobby, as long as people are doing things by the book. But don't start tarring everybody with the same brush. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. I can rant all day about it. And Melanie says I do. Because I see so many people coming out the woodwork trying to skim, trying to milk the udder. One day that udder will be dry. I'm not a detectorist, but I'm going to come into it and see if I can set this and that up and get people to buy into it. It's just bloody wrong. Jay, hi Jay from MindLab Northern Detexpert. I agree, Graham, attracting the wrong people indeed. For me, it's like feeling the history in your hands. Absolutely. It was bothered, not necessarily bothered about what these things are worth. Most hammered coins I find are completely worthless. But you're touching a penny that's been dropped by a peasant, because let's face it, it was the peasants that had the pennies out in the field, and it was them poor buggers that dropped them. It wasn't the merchants and the noblemen and the lord of the manor that were out dropping the pennies in the field. It was believe it or not, it was the peasants and the serfs. You're touching coins that these peasants and serfs had dropped 700-800 years ago. It's the nearest thing to time travel. Right, and here's a good point. Can't underestimate what it's done for my mental health. It's been a year from hell in my immediate family, and this hobby given me some focus in the darkness. Do you know, let's just take a moment to read that and digest that, folks, because Suffolk Hunter here has become, he's told us, he's put a rather, heartwarming, to a degree, a heartwarming post there, how detecting has helped him in the darkness, helped him focus. And how many people do I know and I speak to per month that say if it wasn't for metal detecting and the boost to people's mental health and well-being that it gives them, they'd be, where would they be? And we've got to take a moment to reflect on that, I think. Well said. And I do apologise. I'm not sure. I can't remember people's names. I'm not good with names. So I'll call you Suffolk Hunter, but I don't know your full name. I'm having two this time, Chris. I'm not sure what I'm missing out on there, folks. For me personally, detecting. Yes, the farmer's making us buns. Yes, next week.
He makes cakes, doesn't he?
He makes cakes. We don't know if we're going to get cakes, but we're definitely getting sausage and bacon. For me personally, detecting, this is from Wayne. Detecting is the opportunity to unearth an item that hasn't seen the daylight for some time, sometimes thousands of years. I've given most of my good finds to the landowners. Bloody love it. Absolutely. The landowners love it when detectives give over the finds, because them finds and objects have come off their land. They love it. Graham's come in and said, well, very well said, Suffolk Hunter. And it is. And there's a lot of people actually saying, Suffolk Hunter, the really sort of, you've struck a chord with a lot of people there saying that. Detective Kev, I was in a dark place recently at Suffolk Hunter, detecting and chatting to Rob, Jason and others helped me, maybe save my life, even though they don't know it. Do you know, that's quite, that's quite hard hitting, Kev. And I hope you're in a better place, because I know you're a wonderful man, Kevin. You've got a lot of passion for the hobby and you're a great coin collector. So, we're all here for you, mate. If you need any support, just give us a shout. Billy Vaughan, 6 hours today, Graham. Only good thing was a clog clasp. Lol. You detectives soon get fed up. It's all about artifacts that have been lost hundreds of years to have in your pouch to clean up and do a bit of research. Absolutely, Billy. Melanie, can you get me a drink of water, please? Thank you very much. Because I'm doing that much ranting, I've got a dry throat, of course. Come down South Suffolk, and I'll take you out and give you a digs for the night. There you go. Look at that. This is the wonderful thing about the detecting community, how they sort of link in together. Just Wayne Ogilvy, believe me, I've met Wayne. He's a customer of ours. He's one of the nicest fellas you'll ever meet. Even though he was poorly when he turned up for the dig, I think. Were you a bit poorly, Wayne? Because you travelled that far, you felt dizzy or car sick? Thanks for that, Mel. Melanie just said that'll be her. Because Melanie, I can take Melanie to the shops, local Tesco's, and she'll feel car sick. We've got Christopher. Have we got Christopher Kirk back? We have. Tat, can I get an autograph and a selfie next week? Tat's quite famous in the detecting world. Kev's getting a love out of Melanie for his rather, heartfelt comment. Kev must have been in a bad place, and he's took a lot of effort and time and a lot of guts to say that on live on chat. Too long, Tat. Feels like a lifetime since we've had the dig from last year. We've got evening, everybody. I don't know who that is. It's off Facebook, so I do say evening to that individual. Thanks. Thank you from Kev. John's back. It's rain non-stop here. It never got out. Well, do you know what, John? We could do with some rain up here, even though we had about 2 days worth this week. It's just disappeared. It's gone rock hard again. It's these easterly winds. They're blowing from the east. Andrew Allen. Yeah, blowing from the east winds and just dry everything up. Another problem I see, people have bought a detector, then are asking how to get land, or are asking if they can come out on other people's permissions. Yeah, no, it's difficult one, isn't it? On one hand, I completely get why people start detecting, because we all started detecting. Everybody that watches this, we all started detecting. So we're not elitists. We're not elitists. We all should be encouraging people to come out detecting, but they've got to do it in the right manner. They've got to make sure they get permission first, and do it by the book. Wayne saying he was knackered when he drove, and he was knackered. I felt for him that day when I first met you that morning. Poor Wayne. And Kev's getting some thumbs up off people. Ditto at Kev. Let's just see if I can get some of these comments up, because metal detection should be prescribed on the NHS. It helped me when my mum passed away. Do you know what? Detecting can give you the focus that people need. It can focus your mind away from everything else that's going on in your life, and you're focused on that one job of finding things, walking around in the fresh air, getting exercise, focusing on detecting, hoping that the next signal is going to be that Roman brooch or that, that Georgian silver coin or that whatever it might be. It's a fantastic hobby. You don't get any better. Why people want to ban it? I'll tell you a story in a bit, folks, actually, about somebody that wanted to ban detecting, and I got talking to him. He changed his tune. Always here for a chat, Kev, from the Dark Knight Detectorist. And do you know what? Jason is probably a great guy to speak to as well. Where are we at? Nicola, how do I register to get a copy of the Detectorist? Right, Nicola, you log on to the Unearth website. At the top toolbar, you'll see like a toolbar. You put your email address in there to register, and you get your free copy sent to you via your inbox. So you just log on to the website, Unearth website, and you'll see the toolbar at the top. Just follow the instructions. It's dead easy. It's free. Cost us a bloody arm and a leg to produce the Detectorist magazine for you guys. There should be, and we've got thousands of subscribers, by the way, but there's still people out there that say, oh, we didn't know about it. So,
what have Powers told Nicola? She's got to be in the circle of trust.
The circle of trust. Oh, it's a bigger circle than ever, isn't it? Where, if you could, Graham, anywhere in the world, would you like me to detect? I would love you to detect. Actually, Jay, I would love you to detect in East Anglia in the olden days when we used to go down there, because you'd experience some wonderful finds, because East Anglia is a wonderful place to detect. And we were very lucky and blessed in the first 20 years of detecting. And I used to find some lovely, we're coming back with 50 hammered coins a weekend between us. 50 odd hammered coins. It's amazing. I suffer from PTSD for years after my time in Iraq. Metal detecting helped me so much. Yes, Ryan, absolutely, sir. How good is detecting for that sort of thing? When we see the work that the veterans do, and we see the work that other organisations do about getting people out, back on the feet, out in the fresh air, putting a detector in their hands. It's just the best hobby on the planet. Let's just remember that it's the best hobby on the planet. Detective Kev, if you've subscribed to it, just remember sometimes it goes in your spam box. It also sometimes ends up in the promotional box. And what's that other box that they've ended up dropping on now, Mel? There's a spam box. It sometimes, if it doesn't go in, what?
Media box.
A media box, if that makes sense. I found mine in my media box, promotions box, inbox, and spam box over the months, because I get a copy of my own magazine.
I know. He said he meant you. J Brown meant you. Where would you?
Where would I go detecting? Don't know. Do you know? I'd love to detect in Italy. I'd love to detect in some of these arable fields around some of these big Roman cities, because I know detecting's pretty much a no-go in places like Italy, but you can only imagine the sort of coins and artifacts that must exist in them Italian soils. Ooh, I would absolutely love to detect on some of the arable fields just outside Rome, for example. Evening swingers from Bisro. Hi, sir. I hope you're well. Respect to you, Ryan. Do you know what we're having tonight, folks? We're having a bit of a heart-to-heart on this Sunday night, because there's a lot of people speaking from the heart. And do you know what? I really love that, because it just shows that this detecting community is the best on the planet. Love this live talk. Lots of good people. Absolutely, Len. Isn't there just? Isn't there just the best people? Because I've been doing a lot of fishing and not as much detecting at the moment, because this time of the year, historically, I don't do a great deal of detecting anyway. But I joined a fishing group on Facebook and posted some of the pictures of me find. Let me rephrase that. I posted up some pictures of the fish I'd been catching, and the amount of trolls that come out of the woodwork is literally unbelievable. There's the biggest bunch of bellends I have ever met. Oh no, I can. The biggest bunch of bellends I've ever met on some of these fishing groups. You think detecting's bad? These guys are just seriously out for winding people up. So we're pretty lucky. Chris Kirk, Graham, will you be signing copies of your book? I can't wait to have a good read of that, and well done, mate. The book was supposed to be out this weekend, Chris, as I think we talked about that last week, didn't we? But they've put it back. The publishers have put the book back. We'd had to do some amendments. It isn't absolutely perfect. It's not as perfect as I want it to be, but it's nearly there. So it's gone off. I had to finalise the front cover of the book at the weekend. That's gone off. So 8 weeks. 8 weeks and counting for the book. I'm just looking at the date. July, August. 10 weeks, Chris. Will I sign it? I don't know, mate. If you want to sign book, by all means. But I mean, I don't know what people are going to gain by my scratchy signature on the front of their book or the inside page of the book. Metal detecting has helped me loads in the past 2 years. Just forget about everything when I put my headphones on. Best antidepressant you can have, better than taking tablets. Yeah. Josh, absolutely, sir. Do you know what? Look at this. Look at this chat tonight. All these people coming out with this heart-to-heart stuff. Absolutely fabulous stuff. You're wonderful people, all you. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors in people's personal lives. You know, I've been in some dark places, believe me, and detecting's helped me, absolutely helped me, more than people would ever know. But I very rarely speak about it. You know, while we're on that scene, Rob Quince has come in. I've lived with depression for 45 years. It's horrible because it's not physical, visual problem, so it's often hidden, all too often hidden. I just got lost while detecting. It occupies my mind. Absolutely. I mean, you know, how many people are out there now in these anti-detecting heritage types that want detecting ban? They don't know what lifeblood it gives to people. Detecting is such a wonderful hobby. And do you know what else is about detecting as well, while I'm on this rant again, is it fills you full of good memories. You know, I think back, I lie there in bed some nights and think, you know, if I can't get to sleep, I'll drift off and think about some of my detecting exploits in the past. And you just have the best, you know, the best memories. I mean, most of my detecting partners have died. You know, 3 of my main detecting partners have passed away. I was saying to Melanie today, we mentioned about it, and I remember that I was driving my car, and I had 4 detectorists, including myself, in the car, and now I'm the only one left. And that's really hard hitting for me. That it's a shame, you know. It's just heartbreaking to think I'm the only one left. Right. Good evening, all. Ken Sampson, hello, sir. Legend himself, Ken, lovely man. Chris Kirk wants your autograph as well. Oh, well, I don't know about that, Chris. You don't. I'll get yours, Chris. There you go. I'll get Chris's autograph. Went out, bought 2 skates, 7 mackerel, best thing, bottlenose dolphins, fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of off the west coast of Cumbria, Billy. At the moment, there's a lot of dolphins being sighted. Bottlenose dolphins, yeah. And there's a lot of mackerel turning up, which is good. But these commercial boats aren't killing them all like we thought they were. Andrew Allen's back on. I think this is the first time we've put you up, Andrew. So welcome, sir. I can vouch for what Josh says. I was on tablets for a couple of years, but being outside in the air with the excitement of what's going to come out of the ground beats any of the tabs. It absolutely does. You know, there's so many of you wonderful people that suffer behind closed doors, and detecting helps. And we've all got to help each other, haven't we? Now, come on, guys, about this book. You know, it's miles away from being released. You know what? People have been buying it already. WH Smith put it on their website for sale online, and Waterstones put it out there online for sale. And people have been buying it. And they're going to wait now 10 weeks or 9 weeks or whatever it is. Oh, God. I hope do you know what? I'm just going to brace myself, because when that book hits the shops and we'll put it on our website, you know, there's bound to be a troll in there. But I try my best. Detecting has helped my wife's cousin, as her job is stressful. And when detecting, she forgets everything and is only concentrating on the next beep in the ear. Absolutely. Tap's coming now. Lost some good mates from detecting scene over the past few years, but also made some great friends for life. No, that's true. Hang on. I'll buy direct from the author. Well, I mean, we're going to put them on our website. How many we sell of these books, I don't know, but it took a lot of. Put it this: it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I used to say to people, the best thing I ever did was pass my car test. And the hardest thing I ever did was pass my MOT test when I was a mechanic. But believe me, writing a book completely obliterates the whole lot of that. Andy P, I'm just going back to some of the comments. We're an hour in. I gave a newly acquired sick landowner of French origin my only ever found lovely jeton found on his land, which has really made a mark with him. It felt good to give him something back. Absolutely, Andy. Well done, sir. Well done. And we're going to go back to Suffolk. I found it difficult to talk about my darkness. It was deemed as a weakness, and took some inner strength and soul searching before I could communicate what and how I felt. Yeah, no, it's quite hard hitting when you read these comments. And heartbreaking as well, aren't they? It's a shame. It's a shame that people, have to feel like they've got to hold it in. Talking is the key, absolutely. How good do you feel when you talk to people? Thing is, being a man sometimes isn't the easiest thing to talk, is it? This bloody book. I will have an unsigned copy, please, Graham. As if you sign them, all mine will be worth. All mine will be worth more. Yeah, true. I don't know. I've read it and wrote it, and it's from the heart. The book's from the heart. So, make of it what you will. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there enjoy it. Bill Ellis is on. Does the Hunter GT know about the book? Would be good for sales. You know what, Bill? That's a good point. I don't know if the Hunter GT is on tonight. Actually, he did come on a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? No, I've not mentioned the book to the Hunter GT. He's a personal friend of mine. The problem is with the book is if you self-promote something, you've got to be careful because it's seen or deemed as being, oh, well, he's talking his book up because he wrote it. And I don't want to get into that. It's a book there. If people want to buy it and get some advice and guidance from it, well, that's good. But equally, I don't want to be pushing it and ramming it down people's throats that much that they actually think to themselves, hang on a minute, he's just after selling it. Does that make sense? But at the end of the day, just remember this, we don't make a great deal of money at all out of it because we're on royalties. It's the publisher that makes the coin. So I ain't going to get rich off writing a book, folks, believe me. I can sit there in my old age with my feet up, smoking my pipe, with my stick in one hand and say, you know what? I wrote a book once, and that's probably about as much as I'm going to get out of it. Dark Knight Detectorist is in again. I was so lazy due to depression that I would even moan when I asked to go for a walk with my family. Look at me now. I walk 30 minutes to get a close permission. Absolutely, it's give you focus. It's give you focus. Time to lighten the mood. I'm starting to sound like I need to be in a padded cell. You don't, sir. Listen, you're in amongst friends here, and you're in amongst people that understand. So you're more than welcome to speak about anything at any time. This is what these live chats are for. Don Shepherd is back in. As wife is poorly with her disabilities, detecting is my way of handling. Absolutely. How good is detecting for people's mental well-being? It's just unbelievable. The first and hardest, biggest step is getting better. He's asking for help. Been there, done it. Swallowing that male pride was hard, but I'm happier than now I've ever been. That's great news, David. Great news. Steve Wadey, yes, Steve. It's going as an audio book as well, apparently. Welcome to the wonderful world of audio publishing, books, whatever else. It's just alien to me. The publishers have got to deal with all that and do it all. I haven't got a bloody clue. Will the audio book be too reading? Makes me very tired. Listening to that book might make you tired, mate. Believe me.
Can't really worse than that book you have by the bed.
I'm just going to ignore what Melanie said. Your book will sell itself, Graham. Well, you never know, Graham. Do you know what? If you sell 1,000 copies between now and the time I die, it's 1,000 copies that are out there, and I hope that it'll help people understand a little bit more about metal detecting. And it is what it is. I realise we've all got personal issues to deal with after being on here tonight. I'm off now as early wake-up time beckons. If anyone wants time away and come to Devon near Exeter for a break in a couple of days, ping me a message. I'm sure we can sort something out and hopefully have some land secured that has thrown up loads of Roman and Macedonian finds in the past. Look after each other. There I go. Wayne Ogilvie, top man. I'll keep that up a little bit longer. And there you go. Somebody might just take you up on that offer, Wayne. He's a friend of ours. He's a great guy. He's an unearthed customer and friend, and we can vouch for him. There's some amazing and brave people on here tonight, and some amazing support from the community. Another reason that makes this hobby fantastic. It does, Andrew. You know, it's so good, isn't it, that people link in and, you know, feel the love. Feel the love tonight, can't we? Let's have a look at this now. Who would have as your voiceover artist on the audio book? I don't know. I don't know if too many people would want my northern dull tones.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Sean Connery, Dave, Melanie said. Sean Connery on the voiceover on the book. Detective Kev's back in. I nearly got permission at hospital, said it would help my mental health, etc. The bosses were all game, but the groundkeeper said no, apparently. Oh, well, you tried, mate. You nearly got there. You nearly got there. I wish there was more training skills to educate using the machines we own. Yeah, no, it's a good point, actually. And we tried doing it, and we did a really good job on the Mind Lab one, but it was a difficult day to get everybody sort of in sync. Top man Wayne, I haven't been detecting in 3 weeks. I haven't been detecting longer than that. 7 weeks, I think. Last time I went out detecting 6 weeks. And I don't know who that was. Mark Singleton. I couldn't. I just.
Irwin wants to fall asleep to the sweet sound of Gmail.
You fall asleep, you might never wake up. That book should be in the box with every detector sold to give people guidance, help, and help into the hobby. Yeah, no, it's a good one, mate. It's a good point. Where we at? The Morgan Freeman to do your voiceover. Yeah, why not? Or, as Neil Irwin says, Alan Carr for your voiceover. Well, hang on. Sean Bean. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the video of Sean Bean when he played Sharp. Can any of you remember Sharp, the series where Sean Bean played the sort of swashbuckling?
I swear like him.
Melanie says, I swear like him. Well, somebody put a series together of all his swearing, and all he ever said was the B word. It was fantastic, and I use the B word quite often. Love Sharp. That's it. Sharp with an E on the end, isn't it? It's great, isn't it? Sean Bean was great in it. Sharp's Rifles. Yeah, I think that was a book. Sharp's Rifles, wasn't it? Was it a book first and then went to series? Love Sharp. I love this. I love this comment here, look, coming in. Reading the comments tonight, I feel proud to be part of this group. Well done. That's very kind to say. And they're all wonderful people, aren't they? They're all wonderful people. They're speaking from the heart. If people suffer, don't hold it in, folks. Don't hold it in. It's the worst thing you can do. He swears like Sean Bean in his films. I do swear a lot. I use the B word a lot. And because it makes me feel better getting that release of emotion out.
Even when you sneeze.
And even when I sneeze, I say the B word after a sneeze. So I sneeze and say, you know what I say. Ditto grain, but the gardens never look better. Bring on the harvest. No, absolutely. Has anybody tried to get the spades into Cumbrian ground recently? No, it's pretty tough. It's bloody tough, mate. It's as tough as it's been for a long time. Love Sharp. No detecting for me recently. Where are we at? We're up to 53 watchers. Give us a thumbs up, guys, on Facebook and YouTube as well. Keep giving it that big thumbs up if you can. If you can give it a love out on Facebook, what we're trying to achieve when people give them, it was Kev, I think, Detective Kev told me, people should be giving the thumbs up. It enhances the, what's the word, Mel? Enhances the film. YouTube pick it up and enhance it. I don't know. Give us a thumbs up anyway, folks. Go on. Let me see them thumbs up going up. We've got 9 love hearts. No, 10 love hearts. Oh, me back. He was really good in Time too. Was that the recent one? Time, was it? Was that the one in prison when Sean Bean was in prison?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah,
Best I've ever seen Sean Bean. Maybe pick up a mission to do a holiday in Moffat. Moffat's a good place. I used to detect periodically at Moffat in Scotland, Dave. It was a book by Bernard Cornwall. Yes, that's right. Jimmy Cricket. Yeah, get Jimmy Cricket on the job. Okay, Kev, you take care, my friend. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. You take care, Kev. We've got Andrew Allen back on. We've got My Lab Detexpert come back on. He's a local lad. There's a pub in Sheffield that he stills drinks in. Yeah, nice fella. We've got Bill Ellis coming. Sheep will make you swear. I know I tried to detect in the field with 100 of the bloody things. Yeah, no, the thing is with sheep, they not hate, but they're very, very, very tuned into human behavior. So as soon as you start making any move towards them to do anything to them, they pick up on it. There you go. Suffolk Hunter's back on with Night Detective Kev from Nicola. We've got Sharp, the original light infantry green jackets, now the rifles for us army. Yes, absolutely. Great series. Great series. So just a catch up, folks, just a bit of a recap. I've waffled on for about an hour and 15 minutes. Organised digs, unearthed organised digs. They're going to start again. The first one's next week, which is going to be full already. So if anybody wants to come on board and be invited onto the Unearthed Organised Digs, just give us a shout, drop me a message. If you're a customer, friend, follower of Unearthed, you're more than welcome to come. However, I do understand that it's quite a long way to travel up here into the north to detect for one day, so I don't expect people from down south to be able to make it. But if you can, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. We've got loads of new comments coming up. Basically, most people say night to Kev. John Clayton, who's a hell of a nice fella, saying night to Kev. And behind that is Mind Lab Detexpert is saying that as well. So, yeah, that's the plan. Just while you're on, folks, as well, we have got some new accessories that have come out in Unearthed this last week. So if you are interested, we've got the Scottish... Scottish, English, Welsh, and United Kingdom flags for the Mind Lab keyboard protectors. They're out now. That took some designing. So they're out now on the website. Have a look at them if you want to improve the looks of your Equinox and you feel like a patriot to your area of the land that you live in and the country that you live in and support. We've got the Scottish, Welsh, English, and UK keyboard protectors now. And we've also got the new Unearthed tin metallic outdoor camping cups now that have come in with the logo on the front. Bad day of detecting beats a good day at the office. So you can pick them up. They're going like hotcakes, actually. We sold that many over the weekend. I think we're almost running out of stock. Dark Knight Detector says, ooh, the Union Jack one. So yeah, it's been on our radar for some time, Jace, to do these flag type keyboard protectors for the Equinox, and we've decided to get them sorted. So we're going to be doing a couple more soon. So yeah, they're good, popular as well. I put one on mine. I'm not going to tell you which flag it is until people see it out in the field. But you'll be surprised because I've got the choice of all four because my grandfather and my mother were Welsh. My grandmother on the other side was Scottish. I was born in England. So I've got the choice of all 3 or 4 flags, haven't I? I've even got the St. George's Cross, the English flag. I could use that. Michael has said, where's Michael at? Where are we at, Mike? If anyone is passing Hartlepool, I would love to come onto the dig. We've got to start making sure that people want to come on the digs for the right reason and enjoy the experience and come and say, hello, I'm here to detect on the Unearthed Organised Dig. We welcome you with open arms. Have a great day and a good crack. More than welcome. Next week's full. The dig's full because we've got to remember I handpick the people that come on the digs, but we are going to open it up to more. We've got loads of comments coming through. We've got where we are? Which part of Wales? My granddad was born. My mother was born in Swansea, Bill, And my grandfather, who was a heck of a man, actually, I mean, he was a man of all men. He was born in Haverfordwest. He was a paratrooper in the army, and then he went to Burma. And when the war finished, they carried on fighting in Burma for about another 3 or 4 months. Didn't even get notification. Heartbreaking to think that he had to go through that. Broke just about every bone in his body as well in later in life, come out of the war, and then started working the shipyard and had a bad accident on some scaffolding, fell 80 feet, broke every bone in his body apart from his neck. They don't make him like that anymore. Still lived to a ripe old age. What a man. What a man he was, honestly. I could tell you, so I could write a book on him. Boxer in the army as well. Hell of a man, but a gentleman with it. Going back to the mental health thing, I can't stress enough how much detecting has helped to pull me out of a very dark place after the loss of my baby daughter. The best hobby out there. Yeah, no, it's a shame to hear that, Chris. And you know, you're being very, what's the word I'm looking for? You're being very sort of honest, and you know, that obviously comes from the heart. So, you know, we can only sympathise with your situation there, but it's glad to hear that detecting has helped you in such a way. Melanie's coming in at the back of that one saying she likes the Union Jack. And I had a little lad at work. The other day telling me he's half Irish, half Scottish, half Welsh. It's a good job he doesn't detect. That would be a challenge for the screen cover. Yeah, I don't think we could make. You know, I bet we could. I bet these guys that make them for us could do it. Suffolk Hunter's off to bed. He's up early in the morning. Let me just see if I can put his. I don't know. Don't you know? Don't think he is. Where's he at? There he is. Night all, up early. Thanks, Graham Mail. Great platform. A voice to us all. That's very kind of you. You take care. Have a good night's sleep. Bill's back on. Not Britain Ferry near Swansea. No, I don't know. My mother was just born in Swansea. It's the only thing I knew, Bill, on that score. I've never been to Swansea. I've been to Wales a few times, but never Swansea. And I love. Do you know what? I love the Welsh as well. They're very patriotic people. They're very strong-minded, willful people, the Welsh. They really are. Night Suffolk, going to love you to see you here. Good night, Kev. All the best. One day, I promise, Mel. One day, I promise, Mel. I don't know what he means by that, Mel. Does he mean that he's going to give you? I don't know. But he's a lovely man, either way. It's a good one, Nicola, actually. Let me talk to you about that. Let me just put Nicola's up. I need you to get stock of the Profine 35s in so I can get mine ordered. There's a problem with the components that go inside the Profine 35, so they've been out of stock for. I think we haven't had the Profine 35s in stock. I'm looking at Melanie, but she's not looking at me. Profine 35s you haven't had in stock for about 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Hopefully they'll come in stock soon because we could have sold dozens of them. And of course, selling detectors and accessories keeps me in a job. So we've not been able to sell them for months, but they must be near soon, Nicola. They've got to be. We got asked over the weekend by various messages 5 or 6 times for the Profine. I'm not sure who this is. Off to bed. Is back up at 3. Great live chat, Graham and Mel, with a great group of people. Take care. That's off Facebook. I haven't a clue who it is. Bill Ellis thinks we could be related. There you go. But my granddad's family, Thomas was a surname, Bill. And they were from Haverfordwest, and his brothers were stonemasons. Yeah, come and see us both. Yeah, no, you're more than welcome, sir. More than welcome to come up into Cumbria anytime. Just give us plenty of notice before you come. We'll have a bite to eat.
It's Gaz Brewer.
Gaz Brewer, yeah, no, Gaz is a good. Just tell them to keep an eye on them dig groups, Mel. Worldwide shortage of microchips from China. See, this is it. You see, I mean, you know, we're so heavily reliant on stuff from bloody China. As soon as the shizer hits, Melanie's saying don't start, but I have to start. As soon as the shizer hits the fan, like the coronavirus, we can't get parts because we're so heavily reliant on bloody stuff from China. Let's get the manufacturing back up on its feet in this country and start producing what they can. People won't mind paying a little bit extra as long as they get it off bloody, as long as it's UK made. Good night, Team on Earth. Work at 4 a.m. Is starting. Staring me right in the face. Yeah, no, work gets in the way of everything, mate. Might be related. Up at 3. Profines, we've got that one. So yeah, Yeah. We're in. Right. So, so we're not live streaming next week, folks. So just remember, it's the Unearthed Dig next Sunday. So I won't be back in. Well, I will be back in time, but I'll be too knackered to sit here waffling about detecting after the day. Getting up at 6 a.m, coming back late on is quite a thing to do. So we will not be doing a live stream next Sunday. So it gives everybody a break, even though I love it. And I love meeting all you wonderful people. So it'll be the weekend after, possibly the weekend after that. Might not be able to squeeze that in either, because we're away for we might be able to do it the weekend after. Yes. Let me take a break. 53 watching, 20 past 8. Still got some time to go. We're going to clip it off at 9 o'clock, so we've still got just over half an hour. You could probably do a live one on the phone, StreamYard, yeah. Not that we could do actually from the dig. Yeah, we could do a live stream from the dig if we can set it up. If I can, I don't know if you can live stream. Somebody might know this. Can you live stream directly from your mobile phone on these platforms? There you go. Melanie thinks you can. Good night, Graham and Mel from Bill Ellis. Good night. Good night, Bill. Hope you're well. Good luck to everyone on the dig from the Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is. Mel's video stuff. Right. Good evening, Graham, and all you metalheads from Percy. Hello, Percy. Great to see your great actually to see your article in the Detectress magazine this evening. Well done, sir. Well done, sir, for your wonderful article. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Percy, but you need to. It's fantastic. Yes, you can live stream as long as there is a good 4G signal. There you go. And there's other people coming in saying, yes, we can live stream as my back aches even more from fishing the other night. Melanie might have to do it. Oh, God. Dark Knight Detector says, yes, we can. We've got Steve Wadey. I'm definitely going to try and get on one of your digs. Would love to meet some of the experts and you and Mel, of course. Steve, you're a customer of Unearthed. You're more than welcome to come. It's in Cumbria, so you're not too far away from where you are. You could do it in a couple of hours, if that. So come on board. I use StreamYard when I'm out about my phone. That's interesting. So what would I have to do there then, Jace? Would I link this account on this laptop, my StreamYard account? Can I actually map that over to my mobile phone? Is that an extra cost? Do I have to register again, or can I do it automatically? Might be too many questions there, but you might be able to answer it. I can believe where we are. 49 people just in. No, I'm not. My phones and everything are off, Mel.
No, I mean the video on Facebook. It's gone off for me.
No, it's still on. Yeah, it's still on. Still looking forward to my first group dig. Hopefully, be lucky next time. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come, Rob. Absolutely. Josh, digging tomorrow on ploughed. Can't decide which Coiltech coil to use. Any suggestions? I'm fortunate. Put the 10B5 on, Steve-O. Put the 10B5 on. Fantastic. Get it on. 10B5 Coiltech coil on the Equinox. Boom! It's an awesome piece of kit. Just in from the family. I will check out on the magazine shortly. Thanks for publishing. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, sir. Is there a date for the next group dig, Graham? So Josh, we've got one next weekend on the 4th of July, and then we're hoping maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that we're going to have another one on some new permission. We've never been on this farm before, so Jason, just sign into StreamYard on your phone and choose your account. Okay, I'm sure I can follow the instructions for that, mate. Let's just have a look. Michael, I think my next purchase from you, Graham, will be the new Nocta macro machine. I don't think that'll be too far away, Mike. I would say June, July, August, maybe August, September, if all goes according to plan. And I think it'll be a damn good machine. Nocta don't make rubbish. I'm a great fan of Nocta macro. I mean, you've got to. They've come on leaps and bounds where they've come from, what they produce. They produce wonderful accessories and things that work for the detectorist, and they actually think what the detectorist wants, you know. And they've got a great backup system as well in the UK. Where's your promotions, do all the repairs for Nocta Macro machines and accessories, and they do a great job. Far better job than some of the others out there in the country that look after people's warranties. And it's great to see that Nocta Macro are on the front foot. So we sell lots of Nocta Macro bits and pieces, and I think they're a wonderful company, you know, money being honest. Let's have a look what else we've got coming up. Night all, it's been great. Knackered digging up iron. John O'Neill has been out today detecting, and I'm going to put his, if I can, if it allows me, of course. Knackered after digging up more iron today on pasture. You know, keep at it, John. It'll come. It's been great, Rob. Great to see you as well, sir. Have a good evening, Rob. We're at 45 people now. We're up to about 60 earlier. I will keep my eye out for on the group dig page. Absolutely, Josh. And I don't know, Josh, if while you're on, Josh, I don't know if you can hear me. But David, your friend David, he bought a detector off us, didn't he? Hartley. Get him on the dig page. Get him on if he wants to come on the digs. He's more than welcome, Josh. You know, it might help you. It might help you, Josh, with travel. So put him on. Just put my Saltair control box sticker on my Knox. What do you think of it, Dave? How does it look? Hang on. There's so many coming through now. August, September 2, yeah, for the Nocta stuff, absolutely. Ryan, really glad I managed to catch the live stream this evening. I have to go now, folks, but thanks for having me. What a lovely bunch of folk tonight. Happy hunting. I'll catch you all. You take care, Ryan. Have a great evening, sir. Wonderful man. Hi there. I've got a budget of 500. Got a budget of 500. Would you but the Minelab Vanquish or the Garrett Apex? Do you know what the answer is going to be there? I don't know who we passed. I think we've spoken before. We've seen you before, haven't we? You've got to go for the Vanquish. You've got to go for the Vanquish, sir. Unearth the ring, and we'll get you one sorted out. Now, people might say, well, you don't sell the Apex. Believe me, the Vanquish is a better machine. Nicola, I've got to go. Been great live. Speak to you all soon. Enjoy your digging this week. Okay, Nicola, you take care. See you soon. Lovely to see you. We've got, I will tell you, mate. Cheers. I'm glad you heard that, Josh, because I didn't know if you were still online. So that's good. Get David on, mate. Get him on. Now, my profile picture on YouTube. There you go, folks. We're talking about the new Equinox control board, control box protectors. David's got his on show now on his profile. So, yeah, pretty good, eh? I like them. You know what? They took some designing as well, David, but the guys that made them, I was quite pleased when they first came out. We've got, it does look good. Well done, David. It does look smart, yeah. Gary Hayes, good evening, Graham. I purchased an Equinox 600 from yourselves recently, and you were correct. I'm not disappointed and look forward to attending one of your digs. You're more than welcome, Gary, and I'm glad you like the Equinox, and it'll only get better. It's a machine. I'm just popping my head over the comment box. The Equinox is a machine that will grow with you. So as your detecting experiences and your detecting, skills become more apparent, then you'll find more and more and more. They're a terrific detector. Nicola's gone. Ryan's gone. People are saying bye to Nicola. I don't think she can still see us, but we'll put them up anyway. The G-Lord himself, I have to go take care and see you all soon on your digs. From Tat, it looks great. I'm extremely happy with it. I'm glad. And do you know what? Here's the thing about them keyboard protectors, Dave. A lot of Scottish people bought them for the Equinox, which tells me that you're a patriotic bunch over the border, which is good. The Scottish ones literally flew off the shelf. Right, okay, Andrew Allen's logging off. I don't know if the football's coming on now or something, but a lot of people seem to be logging off. Logging off now. Catch you all next time. Good to see you, Andrew. Hope you're well. By Tat from the Dark Knight Detectorist himself, Jason. Give him a sub on YouTube if you're still there, people.
Is AL Tony Loughran?
I don't know, you know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
His name's Anthony.
AL, new sub here, Graham. Anthony, watching a couple of weeks. My brother found Prestwich hoard in the 70s, just over 1,000 silver pennies of King Stephen Matilda, hooked ever since. That is an impressive hoard, Anthony. You know, if anybody knows anything about detecting, they'll know that King Stephen pennies are extremely rare to find. And if you find Stephen and Matilda pennies, then they are pretty damn rare. Yeah, well, I found a Stephen and Matilda penny in 2018, which was extremely rare, as people know. And Melanie called two of the twin lambs Stephen and Matilda, and they've been a pain in the ass ever since. Yeah, they can eat. But yeah, that's lovely to see you, Anthony. You're more than welcome on this channel, sir. Don Shepherd is logging off. Good night, Graham, Melanie. See you Sunday. Look forward to seeing you next week, Don, for the first time. Thanks for reading comment, but can you explain why Vanquish would be better purchase than the Apex? The reason is because Minelab do make the best multi-frequency detectors on the planet. So the multi-IQ technology that they've condensed into the Vanquish machine, which obviously comes from the Equinox model range of models, what the Minelab have cleverly done with the Vanquish is they've condensed the technology down, the multi-IQ technology, the platform, if you will, into the Vanquish range. And what I find with the Vanquish is it can ignore, just like the Equinox can and does, it can ignore hot rocks and coke, where some of the other multi-frequency detectors don't. It's much more stable, the Vanquish, on the wet sand or the shingle beaches, wet sand detecting, than some of the other multi-frequency detectors out there. And it's just a better, completely brand new platform. So you won't be disappointed with the Vanquish. Once the penny drops with the Vanquish, depending on which model that you choose, you will you'll find out pretty quickly that they're a terrific machine. I just remember the Vanquish, the 340 and the 440, they're terrific machines for the price, by the way. True multi-frequency detectors. They're a 3-tone detector. And then you've got the 540, which is a 5-tone detector. So I think, and this is only me personally speaking, it does take slightly longer to get your ears tuned and your head around the 540 Pro, for example, than you would with the 340, 440. But once the penny drops, they're a formidable machine. I would probably ignore the coin mode and the relic mode, get it on the more sensitive mode. The jewelry modes are more sensitive on that particular model. But yeah, I just love them nice narrow coils as well. Much better than the Equinox coils, in my opinion. As formidable as the Equinox is. Chris Rushton, there you go, look, Rushton's on, and he isn't related, folks. It's not my brother. My brother's called Chris Rushton. Evening, Graham, Mel, and all. Great live stream and very interesting. Looking forward to your book coming out. Please, could I be considered for your group digs? I need to find my first hammered. Chris, I think you've sent me a friend's request on Graham Unearthed on Facebook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add you, Chris, to the Unearthed Organised Dig page group. Is that right, Mel? Group, yes. And you, sir, are more than welcome. And living where you live, you'll be able to come into Cumbria quite easily.
Dave Reed's sent me a friend as well.
Dave Reed can come. Yeah, get them on. You know, these are good people. These are our customers. We've got to look after them. But you're more than welcome, Chris. I would love to see you on their dig. Absolutely would. The Dark Knight, the Vanquish is Equinox's little brother. It is, Jason, you're right. But guess what? I know people that have got Equinox and Vanquish, and I know people that use the Vanquish over the Equinox now. There you go. Just one of them quirks. So don't be under any illusion about the Vanquish. It's a terrific detector. Michael, Pascat, this is to Pascat. The Apex is no good in eye-infested land. Recovery speed is well bad. Is what it is, isn't it? There'll be people out there plugging, I personally don't. And Mel stares at me. I personally, rate the machines I rate, and the rest is history, so should we say. So let's go. My wife's cousin has a Vanquish 440 and is a great little machine. She's been finding some great stuff with it in a good depth. I tell you a story about the Vanquish 340, not the 440 even. The 340, which is the cheapest model out of all of them, 229 quid. We've seen people find gold nobles with the 340. We've seen people, ladies in Scotland, going on the beaches with the 340 and coming back off with hammered coins. Our customers, amazing. See you on Sunday, Don. I don't know if Don's still on. Melanie said see you on Sunday. Oh, we've got lots and lots. We've got I tell you what, we've got lots and lots of comments coming through. Let me just see if I can get them. Bizro, I have the Knox in the 340. I wouldn't care which I took out. Do you know what? It's a good point that if I had, we've got a 440 that we use as a backup machine, and if my Equinox ended up saying goodbye, kaput, or whatever, and I ended up taking the 440 out the back of my pickup, wouldn't bother me because I know I'd find stuff with it. It's just a terrific detector. I love the 3 tones on it. Melanie's saying it's hers, but you know. Okay, we'll start using it then. I use my Vanquish now rather than my CTX. There you go. I'll keep that on the screen so people can read it. I use my Vanquish now rather than my CTX. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. We've got people ditching their main machines, which cost, you know, a considerably amount more money than the Vanquish. And they're ending up using the Vanquish. I learned my craft with the T2 and was always wary of the Knox as being too complicated. No need, as it's so easy to use. The Knox is just a formidable machine, Steve. The biggest Achilles heel in my book on the Knox was the standard coil. I never liked it. It was as fat as it was as wide, or as fat as it was long. It was a squashed out thing. I didn't enjoy using it. I didn't enjoy the balance of the machine with that standard coil on too much on certain sites. And then when we went over to the Coiltech range, things changed. The 10B5 was immense. So there you go. Me getting excited about my Equinox. Team Unearthed Dog Dig It With Will uses a Vanquish and finds some great stuff. Subscribe to his channel. It's well worth a watch, as are all the Team Unearthed guys and gals channels. Absolutely. Let's face it, you need a mobile crane to use. Yeah, it can be quite. There's one of the ladies that is part of us at Unearthed used to use a CTX, and you know, she said it was quite a heavy thing, but quite well balanced in some ways as well. Yeah, Dig It With Will. Yeah, good lad is Will. Sam's on. I would like to thank Melanie on her advice this week on the Westmoreland Herald interview I did. Oh, interesting, Mel. This is an interesting one, Sam. Welcome, Sam. I would like to thank Mel on her advice this week on the Westmoreland Herald interview I did. Advice on keeping your permissions hidden during interviews. There you go.
I told you.
You did tell me.
You lived in a village in...
Yes, you lived in a village in Melanie said.
Eden Valley.
Eden Valley, yes. Yes.
Right, bed.
Right. You're telling the dogs to go to bed, are you, Mel?
Yeah.
It's like a bloody zoo in here. Well said, Stephen. I'm not sure who that is, sir. Obviously, someone's come over on Facebook. Well said, Stephen Knight, same here, pal. Let me just... yeah, I think that'd be John Branner. I do. But going back to Sam's comment, that's good to know that Melanie's giving you the advice that you require, Sam. Lovely to see you on here as well. I think it might be the first time we've seen you on here, actually.
Watch, but I don't think he comments.
Right, okay. Yeah. We've got. I don't know if I'm missing comments. I think
that's Ian Graham saying. Well,
oh, Ian Graham, yes. Ian Graham was a T2 user for some time, wasn't he? Great machines, by the way. Just needed that extra level up of improvements to make it even better. But yeah, 45 watching, folks. We've still got 20 minutes left. So anything you want to talk about, do so. You're more than welcome. Just remember though, folks, Stephen Knight's give you the thumbs up. Just remember, no live stream on here next Sunday night because we're away on the Unearthed organised dig. But we will be up and running probably the week after. Melanie's come back to you, Sam. Glad I could help. Encouraging to know that Melanie's give you some good advice.
I'm well good.
She said I'm well good, but she also does like blowing her own trumpet. So there you go, Sam. And a bit of a giggle from Mel in the background. 43 people watching, mainly off YouTube now. Give us a thumbs up, folks, on YouTube. Give that thumbs up on the old Facebook group as well. That'll enhance the Facebook experience, and it'll put it out there on the Facebook group so people can see it. So drop us a thumbs up or a love heart if you can. Keep doing it, folks. Keep dropping us a love heart. There's plenty done it. Plenty still should do it. There's 40 odd watching. Get the thumbs up going on. Indiana Jones is back on. I think you were on last week, Indiana. Welcome, sir. Lovely to see you on this Sunday evening. Indiana Jones has come back on with Melanie. Hi, Melanie Unearthed, Sam Harvey, and Dave Detector Scotland. David Haggett, you're the Dark Knight Detectorist. There you go. Look at that. Sam Harvey has come back. Sound advice it was. Excellent. Excellent. Let's just have a look. Here we go. We've got loads of comments coming in, actually. They all seem to come in at the same time. Ian Moore, enjoying my newly acquired second-hand T2. I will enjoy it even more once you get those coil covers in. Yeah, we'll listen, Ian, we'll do our best. I know it's like pulling teeth at the moment. It's the cost of getting them in. It's a cost of getting the whole order in to the UK. It's just a phenomenal cost. It's not worth it. It's not worth shipping them in at the moment with the cost.
For about 50 quid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's just have a look. Hi, Indiana. Mind you, Graham Mel is the boss after all. Well, my wife is. Just the thing is, they pretty much are. And you know what? For the the third or fourth live show, the back scratcher's back out. There you go.
Indiana's from Staten Island, New York City.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Right, Staten Island. That's fantastic. Because we started on the first live streams, we were getting people from New Zealand and California and places and Southern Ireland. Staten Island, New York City. Wish I was detected in the UK. Listen, if you ever come into the UK, Indiana, you're more than welcome to come out for a day's detecting with the Unearthed gang, as long as we can time it right. But wouldn't it be a nice experience to bring a genuine detectress from the USA over to the UK to have a day's detecting?
Why doesn't he write a story for the magazine?
Well, there you go. There you go. Big love. Oh, he's in. He's in. The man's in. The man himself, the legend himself, the Rob Roy of Cumbria. Kev. Big love, Mel Wendy, Mr. G. Do you know what? He's a legend, Kev. If I lived up by Kev in the top end of Cumbria, I'd have a few beers with Kev. I would. Shipping containers have gone up from 4,000 to 14,000 now. It's unbelievable, Mike. Do you know what? The cost of everything is going up. You know, I don't know where it's going to end, mate. We struggle to ship things in from America. It's just too expensive now. That's why we're suffering with some of the parts and the accessories and the detectors from the manufacturers we sell. Apparently, due to COVID, there's a global shortage of plastic, which is why all plastic products are taking so long to be produced and shipped. You know, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? It's just a bit of a worry. He's itching his back again. He's the big man. Awesome, Indiana. You're more than welcome. Come from New York City, Staten Island. Is that how you say it, Mel? You're more than welcome to come. I'd love it. What an experience it'd be. I'd love to see you finding some of our coins. Awesome, he said. Hey, Kev, Wendy, and Mel, I can't wait to see you. Looking forward to seeing you next week. I don't know, Kev, while you're on, Kev, and you'll be listening to this as you're strumming that guitar, probably, or you're doing some wood carving, or whatever you're doing, or you're feeding your birds of prey. Tell Darren Furness, he's more than welcome to come next week on the dig. I think he's got his name down, but I don't know if he's in the dig group. So if anybody can check. Oh, I've added him, right? So he's in the dig group, right? So then Darren will be able to see firsthand when these digs get put on and where they're going to be. But yeah, isn't that a worry? You know, isn't that a concern? Shipping containers gone up 4 grand, 14 grand. Everything's on the rise. I'm sure it's all part of some sort of, I don't know, sounding like a bit of a conspiracy theorist. And cardboard, I'm a buyer for our company, also getting price hikes of 50% on chemicals. Do you know what? We have a friend that's does steel work, doesn't he, Mel? And he was saying that the steel industry is suffering, and manufacturing now in Britain for certain parts and certain materials is just going through the roof. I mean, how the hell, you know, is it just part of some sort of, I don't know what to think of it, Mike. I don't know where it'll end. Well, it'll end where people end up the businesses will end up falling apart. And then we'll really see people's mental health tumbling down when they haven't got any money coming in from businesses that can't afford to survive because of the back of all this stuff. He says. Right, so yeah, no live stream next week, folks. Unearthed Organised Dig next Sunday. There's some new stuff going on the website as we speak. You can see the keyboard stickers from Unearthed. Get them bought if you want one.
We'll live stream, yeah.
We're going to try to go live next week via StreamYard on YouTube and Facebook via our mobile phones on the day of the dick. So I don't know if that's going to be a disaster. Last time we tried to do a live dig, there's people swearing, so we're going to have to be careful of that. Tat swears. Excellent chat and banter off to get some.
Oh, it's my favourite.
Excellent chat and banter off to sort the cow.
His cows had twins and his teeth.
Who is it?
Neil.
Oh, Neil Radner, wonderful man.
My friend is Neil.
He is the main man. Neil Radner is the main man. Jeff Block is another main man. He's a hell of a nice fella. Same with Timber. Yeah, Wood's on the rise. Everything's on the rise, Jeff. It's just crazy. You know. Any advice on pinpointers? Got a Garrett carrot, but not convinced it's any good. Garrett always used to make decent pinpointers. We all know that, Gary. But I mean, you know, if we can get hold of the Profine 35s, that's the one to get, isn't it? It's a great probe. The probe market's a funny market because you've got lots of people that have their own opinions on their own pinpoint probes due to the fact that this pinpoint probe that they've got has been good, bad, or ugly. So depending on where you sit, you know, you've got supporters of all the pinpoint probes right across the spectrum. I like the Pulse Dive. I think it's a wonderful piece of kit because it doesn't take batteries and you can charge it up and it's waterproof to 200 feet and it's bomb-proof. You can drop it on the floor and not break it, and it's sensitive enough for the cut quarters and everything else. The normal Nocta probe's very good. The Profine 35, the lads are using the Equinox seem to have got to grips with that now. The probe game's a difficult game. What happens in the probe game is all the manufacturers line up trying to beat each other with putting as many features into the pinpoint probe as they possibly can. But sometimes that has a negative effect because they become too complicated to use, they become too sensitive, they become too erratic, they become too unstable, and they end up falling apart. So what we need the manufacturers to do, or I need the manufacturers to do, is just bring out a pinpoint probe that's weatherproof or waterproof. You turn it on, you stick it in the hole, it takes you to the find, and that is it. And has a decent battery life. That's all we need you to do. And wouldn't it be good if one of the manufacturers close to home ended up making a pinpoint probe? I will leave that one. I will absolutely leave that one there. I have every confidence in Mel getting a live feed from the dig.
It's Michael.
Michael, yeah. Well, do you know what? Let's hope. Enlightened Patriot, good evening. Had a great day detecting with Bolton prospectors down at Barton Moss, Manchester, an older Victorian tip, quite a few coins. Recommended Unearth UK to a potential detecting buyer. That is very kind of you, sir, and I hope you're well. And I'm glad that you had a great day out detecting with fellow detectorists. We've got Pascat. I'm not sure if that's what your name is, sir, but I've spoken to you a few times before. Yes, going to do my research on the 440-540. Thanks, Graham. You also mentioned your dig. How do I find info on your digs? What part of the UK? Always Cumbria, unless we decide to branch out further. But at the moment, we're only in the north. You buy a detector, sir. You're more than welcome on our digs at any time or whenever. But Cumbria. So I'm not sure where you're based. But yeah, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Where we at? Let me just see if I can get some of these wonderful comments up. Lucky Chow 99 and turns on and off without a lot of fanfare with holding the button for extended period. Absolutely. You know, right, listen, if there's any manufacturers watching, which I suspect one or two do watch these live streams from time to time, okay? Stop trying to beat each other in bringing out the pinpointer with the most features, with million channel changes, or 20 sensitivity levels, or the light goes dim, bright, or intermediate, or vibrate and buzz, buzz, vibrate, no vibrate and buzz, just sound. You know, people get lost in all the features, and then they get bored of using it, and it becomes too erratic and it becomes too unstable, and you end up pulling your hair out with it. Just bring a probe out, bang, waterproof, bang. Weatherproof if you can't make it waterproof, at least it's weatherproof. Sensitive enough to get in the hole and find the coin or artifact for you. Turns off at the switch of a button and has a decent battery life. Oh, and has a hole big enough at the end to fit a lanyard through it so people can attach it to the lanyard. Happy days. Bring it out. Bring it out. Not too much to ask, is it? Stop trying, you know, they try to outdo each other. We've brought a probe up that's got 1 million sensitivity levels on it and loads of features which beats yours. But what it doesn't do, right, it gives us as the detectorists a great experience in using the bloody things. That night detector is my pulse time has a delay of 3 or 4 seconds from turn on time to making a turn on target. Other than that, it's a brilliant probe. They are a brilliant probe, absolutely are a brilliant probe. But sometimes these manufacturers, in my opinion, just go overboard with their silly, you know, they just go overboard with their silly stuff, don't they? We've got Veteran Choo Choo. I've only just tuned into new channel and metal detecting. Can anyone come on the dig? As long as you're a customer of Unearthed and a follower of Unearthed and a supporter of Unearthed, you're more than welcome to come. We're going to be doing much more digs leading up to Christmas and beyond. We've got many farms lined up in Cumbria and the north. We need to be hitting them and finding the stuff on them and working as a team, as we always do. Don't start me on pinpointers, lol. To me personally, you don't need a pinpointer to detect at 3 inches. You'll need 1/2 inch to 1 inch. The hint is in the name pinpointer. Do you know what annoys me about pinpointers? I didn't use a pinpoint probe for 30 years. Although I carry one around with me now, and you'll see them on my YouTube videos when I'm out in the field detecting, I'm using a pinpoint probe. I only get it out about 4 or 5 times a session, or even not even that, because I'm on arable land. The spade goes in. I can line it up, the coil up with my eye for where the find is. Find it within seconds anyway. Only on deep targets I'll use the pinpointer. But what winds me up about pinpoint probes is the many people that come back to me and say, "Can you exchange this pinpoint probe under warranty?" And then you see it and it looks like it's been chewed by a dog at the end because they've been using it as a digging tool. It's a pinpoint probe to locate the target, not to be used as a digging tool. James Sparks, evening everyone. Evening, James. Hope you're well. Great picture of you there, James. I don't know if you're playing a guitar or you've got a gun in your arm or what, but great profile picture. Pulse dive is good, but every now and then, again, it decides to say play silly buggers. You've also got to remember, Dale, that highly sensitive metal detectors and highly sensitive feature-packed pinpoint probes can conflict with each other. So birds of a feather stick together. But then they may cost a tenner. Lol, yeah, they may do. But, you know, at least we're going to get something that bloody works. And I tell you what else winds me up about pinpoint probes. Hear me out. And Melanie gives a big sign in the background. These Chinese copies that come out, they really wind me up because people fall into the trap of buying cheap, buy twice. That's the old saying. So they'll buy off eBay or Amazon one of these cheap and cheerful Chinese probes. But they're only to find that these cheap and Chinese probes are counterfeit or whatever the word is for them. People phone us asking if we can fix them, and they're just disposable pieces of electronic equipment because they only last a matter of weeks. We know one guy that bought three of these Chinese cheap probes. He bought 3, and all 3 of them packed up within weeks of each other. Why he kept on buying them, I don't know, because they were cheap. But at the end of the day, if he added up everything he spent on the probes, he could have bought a better one. I have a chargeable pinpoint. I can't recall the make to replace my original. Garrett needs batteries frequently, but the on-off button is much harder as the rubber cover is too tough. James, any digs on Walney? I have a house there and lots of history, but not much land. No, we definitely won't be having any organised digs, James, on Cumbria. Cumbria on Walney. There's just not the land big enough to do an organised dig on Walney. Even though I've got farmer friends over there, but even there'll be fines on Walney. But it's just the lot of the land available on Walney, James, has been hammered. I think the beaches are probably the best bet on Walney, even though somewhere on Walney You know, you've got to remember Walney Island. I was born and bred Walney Island as a child. Up until I was 14, I lived on Walney. And you know, if it wasn't for the housing development that went on Walney and all the streets and houses that were built, there would have been some really good finds on Walney. There would. I found some great elk on Walney Island when I was younger. I found beachcombing. I found some antlers, deer antlers, which were from the great elk, and they were anywhere between 10,000 and 40,000 year old, according to the museum. David Haggerty, false economy, buy cheap tap, buy quality, it lasts. It does, absolutely does. If you buy decent gear, it's going to last you. If you buy cheap rubbish from China, for the mass production stuff, it doesn't usually last, unless you're very lucky. And somebody will come and say, well, I've got a cheap probe, it's lasted me for ages. That's good, but mainly they break. But I'll get an email this week, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you know, or at some point, say, of a manufacturer saying, what are you having to go at the probe market? But it needs to be looked at. It just needs to bring out a bloody probe that just does the job. Stop trying to beat each other. Where we are. I often wonder why they don't put a clock in the corner of a detecting screen. Is there not a detector out there with a clock? Is the CTX got a clock built into it? I ask. I can't remember. But here's the thing about detectors. I'm sure the CTX has got a clock. I'm sure it has. If it hasn't, I do apologise. But yeah, it'd be an easy thing to do. Digital clock at the top corner detecting screen. Here's something else, Richard, that I would, and good to see you, by the way, Richard, on here tonight, because I think Richard's a wonderful guy, actually, and he's a great detectorist. Even though he's only been doing it for a short period, he's made some significant finds, and he won't mind me saying that. But, and the thing is with Richard as well, before I carry on, is I knew right from the start when he bought a detector that he was going to hit the ground running with it, because he's that sort of guy. He's meticulous at what he does. But here's the thing, Richard, to think about. Modern detectors of today, by all means, put a clock in there on the screen so people can see the time as they're detecting. I don't think that's too much of a difficult job to do. But why don't they go one stage further and put a strip somewhere on the control box, a solar panel strip, just to trickle feed the battery system to give it a bit of a top up? Would that be a difficult job to do? A little solar panel built into the screen when you're detecting out in the sun. Mind you, it doesn't need sunshine, does it? It just needs daylight to charge. Wouldn't that be a wonderful feature? Just a little, I don't know how big it needs to be. Now, some electrical genius would come along and say, but the trickle charge wouldn't be enough to power the detector. So be it. But I'm sure somebody could do it. So as you're detecting along, that your detector is actually charging itself up by this beautiful, wonderful little solar panel or photovoltaic panel on the detector. I've often thought that why don't they do it? A few recorded hordes around Ramside recorded. We'd love to get on there. The history is fantastic, but not at gas terminal. Well, no, definitely not the gas terminal, James. The XP Deus has a clock. They are. The Deus has one. That's me away, guys. See you all next week. See you Sunday, Bin Laden. And I hope you haven't got your belly out on the day. They are. Just sort of get that in. And Jeff Block's come back on. Good night, all. Great live chat, Graham and Mel. Take care, all. Dogs need feeding. The new spade's great. Good to hear, Jeff. By the way, Jeff, we've still got your Coiltech coil on order. As soon as the 14 benigns come in, it's yours. The first one in is yours. Already done, Graham. It won't do anything fantastic, but as they say, every little helps. Absolutely, Mike. I mean, the modern technology of today and all the what's the word? The technological leap, if that's the right word, that these detecting companies can have the finger on the pulse. Some sort of photovoltaic, even this, right? Equinox screen, right? Widen the Equinox screen or the control box slightly, and right round it have a photovoltaic cell or a solar panel, tiny little solar cell. So as you're detecting that the sun or the brightness of the light would be continuously charging that detector and putting a little bit power in Well, but it wouldn't matter how much it was. But wouldn't it be a great feature? Wouldn't it be a great feature knowing that would work? I just do not know why these modern forward-thinking detecting companies that we work with, the manufacturers, haven't thought of doing it. I'm sure it's not beyond the capabilities of certain detecting companies to bring out something like that. I mean, it wouldn't have, you're not talking about adding weight to the machine necessarily or bulk, but they could, what's the word I'm looking for? They could cleverly integrate it into the control box in such a way that it wouldn't take up too much space and add too much weight to it. But at the same time, wouldn't it be fantastic if we knew that the detector was being powered from our sun to add just a trickle charge to help with the battery life? Bloody hell, come on. It's not too much to ask, is it? And again, let's move on again. I think all metal detectors now should be at least weatherproof. There's no excuse anymore for bringing detectors out that are not weatherproof, I don't think. I think all metal detectors should be basically weatherproof, so people don't have to put covers on, environmental covers, protection from the rain. I just think it's wrong that detecting companies can't bring out weatherproof machines. And the old argument used to be, oh, it's the cost. The cost is a cop-out because they make plenty of money on making machines. I'll probably get my knuckles wrapped this week of somebody, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, it needs saying. There's no room in this world anymore for non-weatherproof machines. They should all be protected from the elements without putting silly neoprene, cloth, cotton, or whatever else they make them from, covers over your detector, which actually only really protect you from a bit of a shower. If you're out detecting in a heavy rainstorm, then it's going to pretty much get through some of these covers, I think. Don't see any more now. Melanie said, I don't know why she said that, but Michael will be in touch. Gus Parking, welcome, Gus. How are you, sir? Great idea. I'm glad you're watching. I fully agree about the weatherproof. It's just common sense, isn't it? All metal detectors should be at least weatherproof. I'm sick of excuses. Of certain ones. Evening all, fossil soft. Great picture of Elizabeth I. Sixpence. I'm going to go for. You'll probably tell me it's a threepence, but I'm pretty sure it's a sixpence. As Matt said that last week, by the way. Michael said he'll be in touch. I think we've had that up. Where we at? We've got some comments coming up. Hang on, I'm missing comments like tag lag. Where we at? There we go. Keith McClellan, Garrett Ace Range were murdered for water damage. Yeah, no, I can imagine, Keith. It's just, I just think that it's I think it's a poor excuse nowadays, not for detecting companies not to make them at least weatherproof. It's just takes away the pain of people getting the detectors wet and water trickling in or whatever setting in. But who are we to say? We're just minions, aren't we? This is probably not going to be very popular, but I prefer detectors that use ordinary batteries instead of ones that aren't replaceable. You're probably not alone in saying that as well. There's probably a lot of people out there that feel the same. What's up, Mel?
I was just turning Steve Davis.
All right, okay. I mean, my own detector is, I've got multiple detectors, and there's only two of them that are chargeable, as in a USB, and they're okay. Don't get me wrong, I like that, but the problem is, I think the biggest problem is with people is they're worried about how long the battery life's going to last. The good news is the modern day batteries in detectors that you fully charge are pretty good life. I've not had a single one back with any problems at all, battery life, after a number of years. But that's not to say that it won't happen in the future. But changing your own batteries at your own leisure, we've been used to be doing it for such a long time, haven't we? Is it fair to say we cannot rely 100% on our detectors to identify a target? I have found coins identified as foil and all sorts. Absolutely. Just use the numbers on the screen, sir, as a secondary backup. Just go by the tones. Just dig dig the tones, go by the tones, just use the numbers on the screen as a secondary backup, because they're never going to be deadly accurate, and that's on all machines, not just the one that you use. What I always say to people is, if in doubt, dig it out. If in doubt, dig it out. So it won't be wrong settings or inexperience. All detectors of all makes, models, manufacturers that have VDI numbers that come up on the screen are never going to be 100% accurate. Just use it as a secondary backup. You know, I've had times when I've been out in the fields and it comes up a certain number, yeah, and I thought to myself, that could be a hammered, and it's been a hammered, and I thought that's pretty accurate. Or I've been out detected and I thought, well, that could be a hammered coin, and it's turned out to be a bit of aluminium scrap from a green waste contracting firm. So yeah, they're never going to be bang on. They're never going to be bang on. Thanks for that. Yeah, so that's so you can hear that pretty much as I'm saying it, sir. Hi, Graham and Mel. Great live stream. Enjoyed it. Please add me to your list. Group dig. Be great to meet you too and the Unearthed team. Thanks, Dave Millenthorpe. Dave, you're more than welcome to come on our digs. What you need to do, Dave, is send Melanie a friend's request. And Melanie's not in the room at the moment. She's gone into the right at the back of the house. So I'll ask her when she comes back in to add you to the group, because you're more than welcome to come. So there you go. We've got Michael coming back on. Thank you for a very nice evening once again. Night and take care all. Great to see you. What we'll do probably in 2 weeks' time, we'll start inviting people on for a live chat. Now we're linked up via the Ethernet rather than Wi-Fi. We're not going to get the same problems, I don't think. Kev says the best is scrimmage is shovel. Absolutely, Kev. Let's just have a look. We're going to end it in 10 minutes, folks. We're going to end it at 9:20. We've got 10 minutes left. Good night to you, Mike. Again, I think I've already put that up on the screen. But yeah, when Melanie comes back, Dave Millenthorpe, you're not too far from Cumbria. So we'll add you to that group. In fact, Millenthorpe is Cumbria, isn't it? So there you go. So you're actually in. I used to do a bit of detecting in Millenthorpe myself. Have you added, just while you're here, have you added Dave from Millenthorpe to the dig group?
Who's Dave?
Dave Reed. Yeah, you added
No,
Dave.
I am in the dig group. Brandon is a friend.
Well, you need to add him to the dig group. Melanie is a walking chemist. So adding Mel to the dig group, he's asking.
I need to come off the Facebook.
Hi, Graham, Melanie. Great live stream. Enjoyed it. Please add me to your list group dig. Be great to meet you two and the Unearthed team. Thanks, Dave Millenthorpe. So he's put that. 43. There's more. There's more. Carl Brownlow, NX Sunstream, left mobile in works van last week, would have been charged if Cell Incorporated. Up for live stream on Sunday. Excellent. Good to hear you, Carl. Nice to see you, sir. Never seen you before, I don't think, Carl. I don't know if you follow Unearthed too much, but you're more than welcome on here. Dark Night Detecting is camping available for driving up the night before. Are you talking about next week, Jason? If not, there's no camping available next week. No, we only do 1 day digs, so we don't do camping unless specified. Some farmers don't like the idea of anybody sleeping that they don't know around the farms, unless we really know them as friends. Have to go now, guys. Good crack, great group of people. Happy hunting next weekend. Enjoy. Thanks, Billy, for watching. Going back to that, yeah. So there's no camping next week, mate. No. Just come up on the day. You're more than welcome to come up. It's a hell of a long way for you, mind the way. You're talking like, I don't know, 4.5 hours, 8-9 hour round trip. I would wait, exactly. Jason. I would just wait, mate. We've got some tasty digs coming up in the near future, which I'm sure will hold many nice coins and artifacts. Graham, have you done a video on cleaning coins? I struggle with copper ones. Great out of the soil and seem to be so quickly gone off. I did one on Roman coins a few years ago. That I've not done one on sort of milled copper coins, modern copper coins. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do one in the near future either at the moment because we're that busy, but we never know. We might do it. 4 hours to get up there. Yeah, 4 hours, mate. It's a long way. Even you as Batman in the Batmobile.
No, I think it's further. It's 4 hours to here, so it's probably about.
Probably about 5.5, Melanie said, because she seems to think it's 4 hours to get here from where you are. But remember, he comes, no, because the M6
No, slippery.
Yeah, no, but you have to come off the M6 at junction 36 Mel and then drive another 3/4 of an hour to here along the A590. He's bypassing that. So it's about 4.5 hours. 4.5, I would say 4.5 hours, 5 hours. Melanie doesn't drive, so she doesn't understand the road networks and things. She's not got an inbuilt map. She'd get lost in her own front street. Dave Digger Scotland, Dave Haggerty is stop at Blackpool the night before. You can get bed and breakfast for as little as 25-30 quid. So yeah, it's a long way to go, mate. It's a long way to go. It's a bit too much, really. I wouldn't expect anybody to come on an earth dig and they have to drive all that way. Michael doesn't drive either, Mel. So you're in good company.
I was born.
Sam Harvey.
Born to be driven.
Sam Harvey just sent a message on our Facebook page regarding next week's dig. No problem, Sam. We'll get you sorted. Sam's a customer, isn't he, Mel?
Bought his T2.
Bought his T2, yeah. Dave Reed is been added to the dig group. Where we are. Thanks for advice and guidance, Graham. Look forward to the next one. Bye for now. You take care. So I don't know these people's names because they've got nicknames on YouTube, so I've just got to say pass cat. But yeah, it's good to see that Dave's been added as well. He's a hell of a nice fellow, he's Dave. Melanie's just put that up about adding him to the dig group. Why not? Let's get the decent people added. There's also Ant Doyle and people like that probably might need, and Mike, is it Mark Thompson and people like that might need adding. And Lighton Patriot says another T2 by a great, good machines, T2s. I used to use one with great effect. I found some really nice stuff with my T2. I really did, including a Bronze Age, a full Bronze Age chisel intact with a sharp edge with the T2. And it was found pointing downwards like that. And somehow it avoided the plough. So there you go. The T2 hammered it. Where we at? What else have we got? Right, okay. Well, folks are slowly dropping down numbers wise. Let me just check before we disappear in the next 10 minutes. We've got 29, 30 or 39, 40 people watching. Right, here we go. This is interesting. Interesting. So we've got Ian Moore, unable to get local permission as farm owners under contract to travel company who provides detecting holidays to Canada and Americans who presumably take our treasures home with them. You've got to be careful there, haven't we, Ian? Because we do have groups and coach loads of people coming into the UK. Well, I'm sure there was an investigation at some point where some of the Americans and Canadians or others that were coming into the UK were having to go through the correct channels about the fines that they were making. Now, who am I to say that things were going astray? But there was one or two under suspicion, one or two of the companies that were running the dig groups under suspicion at some point in the past. So yeah, it's we've got to be careful. And off the back of that, we've got Lucky Chow 99 would love to be there, but we're from Atlanta, GA, USA. So what's GA? I don't think it is. GA. So Atlanta, GA. I'm not sure what. Can't be Georgia, is it? You probably know your geographical locations better than me. Hope everyone has a great time. Look forward to hearing about later T2 user here as well. There you go. That's great to know that somebody's watching from Atlanta as well. Georgia is Georgia. Melanie was right, and Michael's backed it up. So that just shows you how much I bloody know. T2 rules still for Kev. Problem is with the T2 is this for me. It wasn't waterproof, wasn't weatherproof, and it should have been. I was sick of putting covers on it, and it was a cork magnet. And they needed to move the T2 to a next level. It never happened, and it was a shame because it's such a bloody good machine. Good night and good luck, everyone, on your next dig. Yeah, stay tuned, Len. Digger Scotland said Georgia. Mike said Georgia, and backed up with where we are. Georgia again from the person in the know. Had some great finds with my T2 plus fantastic machine. The good thing about the T2 is this. One of the many good things actually about the T2 is It will find your stuff. It's very sensitive to gold and silver. It's a terrific machine to use, and it's easy to use as well. Like I said, I had some terrific hammered coins. The T2 and F75 in the day were, I mean, it used to, I had an XP Deus for a number of seasons detecting with it, and I just didn't think I was getting the depth at the time. You're going back 10 years, by the way. Things may have improved now with that particular detector. But as soon as I came over to off the back of some advice over to the F75 and the T2, the depth came back on my sights, and I started hitting deeper coins and artifacts that I wasn't picking up with the previous machine. So there you go. It was a formidable detector, and still is a formidable detector. You know, I'll never call a T2 because I found that much good stuff with it, but it just needed a revamp. Come on, don't you know? No, get it weatherproof. Get it weatherproof and wireless. You have a cousin that I have a cousin that lives near Atlanta, Georgia. There you go. That's from my dad. So my dad's on, folks. He comes up as a Facebook user, but that's my dad. He's telling me that I have a cousin that lives near Atlanta, Georgia, and I'll probably get a bollocking and grounded because I didn't know that. There you go. So I have a cousin that lives near Atlanta, Georgia. Lots of American stuff, military buttons, etc. found at Barton Moss, as there was a US base there. So fair enough visiting Yanks to repatriate their finds. Kev's laughing. Yeah, I know, Kev. That's my dad. My dad's giving me a roasting, mate, saying that I have a cousin and I should know all this stuff. But you know, families and that. Right, folks. 5 minutes. I'll tell you what we'll do. Still got plenty of people watching. We're going to give it to 9:30, and then we're off. Before you sign off, bye, Graham and Mel. Bye to you, Jason. Hope you're well, sir. See you soon. I'm sure I'll see you on one of our digs at some point in the future. We're going to end the broadcast in 5 minutes. Just before we go, thanks for everybody that's live streamed with us tonight. I know it's sometimes a bit of a difficult one for a Sunday, but there's been plenty of people on. We had up to 70 odd people at one point. Interesting one coming up. Remember the US base we were on in Wiltshire with Fred? That was my dad talking there, folks. We detected in Wiltshire on a US base. Ploughed out US base. The family let us on. And we were finding some really interesting stuff on there. I'm not interested really much in the World War artifacts and coins from that period, but we did find a lot of US badges. We found some American coinage, but we also found some Roman Samian ware. I mean, I think my dad found 3 Roman brooches. Dad, I think you found 3 Roman brooches that day, and I found a broken one and some coins. So there was a Roman site somewhere nearby, and then obviously a US naval, US Army base on them fields as well. So it all added to the flavour. But I do remember it. It was a good. It was a red hot. Do you know what, Dad? We should get back down there. We should ask Fred to get us back on them fields before we get too old, because I think there's some hidden gems in that part of Wiltshire. Not too much of a bad journey from here as well. Pretty much straight. Melanie's put that up, folks, for you all. Thanks for joining us, everyone. See you again soon. Remember, no live stream next week because we're on the dig. The week after, we should be okay. I'm going to go now. It's what? Yeah, good night, Mel. So absolutely sun, my dad's saying. And on that note, we're going to leave you all. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye for now. Let's just see if I can knock this broadcast